All right. All right. Good morning. Today is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Town's Board of Selectmen. It is July 22nd and it is 8:32. In front of you, you have today's agenda. I need to make a couple adjustments. First, I'd like to move item number 12, spring soccer, up after the public comments. Zach needs to be at something at 9:45, so he needs to get out of here. And then also I would like to add, you have in front of you an appointment. It was supposed to be on the agenda, and you know, the office is a little unmoored with Pam out of the office and Tucker's out of the office, so we missed that one as well. So if we could add that, and I would like to add that after the soccer comment.
Second.
It's unanimous. Okay. So if we could just get the agenda approved as amended.
Second.
It's unanimous. And then you have the minutes from our July 11th regularly scheduled meeting. Any additions or corrections?
None here.
Okay. If I could get a motion to approve the minutes from our July 11th regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
And sorry, I did that wrong.
Oh.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong date. So if I could get the minutes approved for our regularly scheduled July 8th meeting.
Second.
And it's unanimous. And then our special meeting on July 11th.
Second.
It's unanimous. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Public comments. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments to the Board of Selectmen on agenda topics scheduled for review and or vote. Comments submitted electronically should be sent to the following email address: bosdistribution@newcanaanct.gov. Is there anyone online or in the audience who wants to address the board? Seeing none. We will move on to spring soccer. Zach. No problem. Yeah, perfect.
I love the shirts. It's great.
Do you want me just to read this, or can I just talk about what
You could just talk about it, or if you'd like to read it, whatever you'd prefer to do.
Yeah, so we have a soccer program run through US Sports Institute. You guys originally approved the money. What happened was it was inadvertently allocated to our before and after school program instead of our spring soccer and summer line. So that's what happened. So the money, and we went over the 10,000 threshold with the spring program. So we need to seek approval to pay the invoice for the 15,708 for the spring program out of the self-sustaining fund. The money is available and is in the proper account to pay this bill. And this is for the fiscal year 2025 budget.
So it still is in the self-sustaining fund. It's just not in before and after school. It's a program that you run.
In before after school, it's not in the spring soccer line. That's all it is, because they're different line items. Yep.
Okay, so finance will make the appropriate journal entries and we'll be all good to go.
Exactly.
You have any questions? Great. All right.
That's awesome. Thank
So
you,
if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to reallocate funds in the amount of $15,708 related to the spring soccer camp run by US Sports Institute.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thanks, Zach. All right. Second item is an appointment. So we have a fire commission. Why don't you guys come up? Yeah, both of you. That'd be great.
We really should have had camera that looks
I know.
everyone's got their heads.
Good morning. So we have a fire commissioner who is moving away. Carrie.
Yes, we call it retiring.
Jack, your mic is-
Oh yeah, both of your mics should go on.
Oh, is that-
There we go.
So as part of the town code, we have to have someone who lives in New Canaan as part of our fire commission. And you received the CV for Bob Fields. And I think we've all had an opportunity to meet Bob before him. So, and interview him. So Jack, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, the ball's always in your court.
Yeah.
But I've known Bob for 20 plus years. He was also a neighbor. extremely interested in helping out the town, and this is a great opportunity for him to do it. On the commission, we need, at this point in time, someone with a strong managerial background, good financial background. Bob fills all the check boxes that we need. He has an MBA from Wharton. He was a CPA at Arthur Andersen, and he has spent a good portion of his career in the asset management world, among other things. So we thought when the opportunity arose and his name came before us, and we had a good talk with him and introduced him around the firehouse and gave him a small feel for what we do over there, that he would be an excellent candidate, and we hope that you will consider him and approve him.
So in addition to that,
Yes.
you know, he also has some great emergency skills that
Yes, he does.
in helping a resident last summer, you know, in saving the life of someone in the community. So thank you. So not only is he got a good financial head, which I always love, and he's from the Midwest originally, which I really love.
Yes, he is.
But you know, I think, you know, you've displayed a lot of volunteerism for the community. So thank you. And obviously, you and a bunch of other civic-minded individuals were instrumental in saving the life of a resident. So thank you again. Any questions or?
Oh, yeah, nice.
We had a nice interview, and I love Bob's comment about his wife gives him permission now to get involved. And I said, be careful, because this could be your first job in town, not your last. So his resume though, and you know, Bob would be a natural fit almost anywhere in town. Yeah. So thank you so much for stepping up. It's really a pleasure to have another great New Canaanite join the civic-minded.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
we're glad he's stepping up. So, you know.
Yet again, another underachieving person signing up. So, no, it's fabulous. Thanks, Bob, for doing it. And, you know, I got a Wharton background and an asset management background, so have at it. Have at it.
All right.
God, we are
we
have such talent.
Just give, you know, while we're here, can you just give you a background of family involvement and stuff in town, kids, all that? Because that's always something that people like to hear.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So we've lived in town since 2006, same house, Woodward Circle on the northwest side of town. I've been married since 2005. We have two kids, one who's just graduated from New Canaan High School and going to Colgate this fall. And her younger sister is a rising junior at New Canaan High School. My wife, we've always looked at our civic responsibility on a joint basis. So I had generally responsibilities at work, which would not allow me to have a kind of a recurring, predictable role in volunteerism. And so my wife has been extremely active in town, which, you know, my role at work has allowed us to do that together as a couple. And so she's been the head of the New Canaan Young Women's League. She's been on the board at the high school and Saks both. The New Canaan Charity League, she was heavily involved as marketing director, I believe. So has held a lot of positions with a number of bodies in town. So we're glad to give back. It's just now I have more predictability in my schedule and more centrally located here in New Canaan. So it's my turn now.
There you go.
Great. Very much. It's an important role, and you got the chief and the assistant chief here. So thank you for doing this. So if I could get a motion to approve the appointment of Bob Fields to the Fire Commission for a 3-year term ending December 1st, 2026. And that is intentional. It's you are filling the unexpired term of a commissioner. So it's okay. Perfect.
All right. Enthusiastically moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Congratulations. And thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
Okay. Shut this off.
Sebi, postage printing tax collector.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sebastian Caldarella, Director of Assessment and Taxation. I'm here to get approval request from the tax collector to enter into contract with Quality Data Service and Equality of an estimated amount of $22,000 for software support, printing service, miscellaneous service contract. Just please know this is for the assessor side, not the tax collector side system.
All right. Just looking. So one of them is upside down. So trying to, oh, there we go. There's the total. Like, where's the total? Okay, looks about right. Any questions?
No, I think we talked about this during the budgeting process that we were doing this. So
Yep.
all good. Sebby, thank you for all you're doing down there. You're
Yeah.
taking on more and more responsibility. So thank you.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the tax collector to enter into a contract with Quality Data Service and Equality in an estimated total amount of $22,000 for software support, print services, and miscellaneous service contract.
So moved.
Second,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
thanks.
All right. Marcy. Good morning.
So I am here for the approval of purchase orders that were in our budget. New Canaan Cares, 22,000, the assessment program at Silver Hill for 40,000, the Get About, 50,000, St. Mark's Church, 12,000, and the Domestic Violence Crisis Center, 10,000. New Canaan Cares is scheduled to get 18,000. We put in 22,000 because with the YSB grant, we sometimes at the end of the season get like a residual amount. So instead of having to come to you guys a bunch of times, we just put it in there, and it will be used if we do get it for like daycare and camp activities and things like that. We don't know if we're getting it or not, but we put it in there just to
Okay.
would
So
have
when
to
we
bore
budget-
you with another request.
Okay. That's right. So that wasn't in the budgeting process. So it was just it's a potential grant.
Yeah. It's at 18.
I think we should probably
So do
just approve it.
separately?
Yeah, let's just approve the 18 today.
if you get
then,
it.
and if you get it, come back. Yeah.
All right. I just
Yep.
didn't want to.
Yep. Nope. That's fine. I know it's so fun to come join us, but we don't bite. We don't bite. Yeah. Okay.
All the others are in the budget.
In the
as
budget
is.
as is. Okay.
Can someone just remind me, Silver Hill, weren't we initially 50 and we went up to 40? Just, can someone remind me on that one?
Well, she can, but where they're getting insurance.
Yeah, they are now starting to
Good.
accept insurance. And so we're hopeful that it will go down even more
Okay.
with every year. So
So the
And they
net
have taken-
expense is less.
And they have taken in another town. So.
Right, I knew that. I just remember we started at 50,
50.
yeah.
So they gave all the towns participating a reduction in their,
So do we budget
Yes.
50? We budgeted 50.
no, this year we budgeted less, didn't we?
We did,
budgeted
but
higher.
okay, all right, thanks
Yeah.
for reminding me. It's
Yep.
just-
Any other questions?
I think the Get About's been pretty consistent at 50 too. Right? Have they?
And that.
that is a municipal like matching grant.
Right,
So the
right.
town gives 25 and the DOT gives 25.
Yeah, so if we, that was one of my learning curves early on, is that if they only match what we allocate,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and just the DVCC, I had to get reminded of what that acronym was.
Oh, Yep.
Domestic violence,
Center.
then, yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
okay.
There's no shortage of acronyms around
Yeah.
here.
and St. Mark's Church, so people know, it's for the food pantry.
That is the food pantry rent. It's
Yeah.
$1,000.
Just
a
wanted
thousand
to
a month,
make
yeah.
sure
Okay,
everybody
yeah.
knew that. Okay, any other questions?
Nope.
If not, if I could
Okay.
get a motion to approve a request from the Human Services Director for the following purchase orders. New Canaan Cares, $18,000. So that's an adjustment to the minutes. Assessment program at Silver Hill, $40,000. Get About $50,000. St. Mark's Church, $12,000, and DVCC, $10,000.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Marcia.
Thanks. Okay. Volunteer tax abatement, Ian.
So you have the list in front of you, sorted it out by the fire and EMS. As you can see, we do have a considerable amount more people that have joined to help, which is great.
Sorry, let me just close that door. Sorry, thanks. Loud hall.
And do people affirmatively request this abatement, or is it just automatically given?
So the process is both the presidents of each of those organizations. So it's Russ on the fire side and it's Barb Clayton currently on the EMS. They submit a list at the beginning of the year. I think it's by February or March. They have to submit a list authorizing that these people are eligible based on their criteria, the number of hours served. So there's a criteria that they set. So we get that list. And then once the tax bills come out, they all have to submit their tax bill as proof that they have taxes to be paid in this year. And then we make sure there's no back taxes for those people.
So it's automatically, the folks eligible are automatically proposed, but then people to actually get the
They have to submit
abatement,
an application with their
they
bill.
actually have to do.
Yeah, and their presidents each sign off on that application.
Okay.
And then they submit it to us.
All right.
I'll ask for a tentative approval, reason being we budgeted 80,000. So we're going to 84, 250, 53. So I have a scheduled request for transfer from the Board of Finance this Thursday. So I just want you to approve it based on that approval happening. So you know that you have the full budget in place.
So this motion doesn't have a amount in it. So I'm sorry, 80, do you want me to put in the 84?
84 contingent on the approval of the transfer.
Okay,
Do you need 84, 250 and
53.
53 cents? Yeah.
okay. And it's contingent on,
I'm asking for a transfer from the Board of Finance on Thursday.
okay,
Yep.
contingent on Board of Finance approval.
This way it won't happen till the
okay.
money's in place.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the intention of this originally is for recruitment and retention. It seems like it's working. I mean, people are certainly taking advantage of it, which is the whole point of it. So, and you know, when we talked when the council put this into effect, that there is a cap that we weren't afraid of. Even if every single person took the abatement, it's, you know, it's a number that everybody was comfortable with that number based on, you know, the value we get just out of the EMS alone is just amazing. So, not to mention the others, but that was the whole point of putting it in for was recruitment and retention. So I'm happy to see it's working. So good.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yep.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request for the abatement of real and or personal property taxes due July 1, 2025, as per ordinance titled Property Tax Abatement and Other Benefits for Volunteer First Responders, approved by the Town Council on June 17th, 2020, in the amount of $84,250.53, contingent on Board of Finance approval.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
All right, purchase orders. Oh, Lord.
So, yeah, we have quite a lot. So, well, last year they came in pieces, so I figured we'd put them all together, get them done at one time.
Okay.
I do have Sean O'Keefe from the Board of Ed, if you want to address the New Canaan Country School, St. Luke's. We
I
have
do
the-
actually.
Yeah, so
I have a
there, it's
question.
the fourth from the
That's
bottom.
busing, right?
No, there's transportation. I had a question.
Okay.
I was just looking at so Sean's on? Great. I see him
Yeah.
starting to come on. I see a gray screen. It looks like you might be having a hard time coming.
Well, for some reason, my picture's not coming in, but that's a
Okay,
blessing for you all.
That's okay, as long as we can hear you.
Okay.
So you know what, my only question, I know that per statute, we need to reimburse the private schools for their health, their nursing services. But if I look at how much we're abating or giving them, transferring, to me, we could hire somebody for them and.
It's fully loaded, so it's salary and benefits.
Okay. I'd love to talk to you offline about like what we spend in district fully loaded for. Is that for one person? Is that for each of those schools? How many people is that?
One person.
Okay. So, you know what, we should talk offline about this line item because I would like to compare it to what we spend in district fully loaded on that on those resources. It seems
Okay.
like, it seems high, but I don't know. I don't know. So do you have, well, I mean, I guess, do you have a sense for what we spend fully loaded for our school nurses?
If I had to guess, it'd probably be about 100.
Okay, so we are spending significantly more.
Yeah,
on these
so I can reach out and get the details.
Yeah, I
of
think we
what
should really, I think we really should look at that, because I mean, at the end of the day, if we can save money just providing a resource instead of reimbursing, that might, I mean, I don't know, are we able to do that?
I'd have to check.
All right, so we should, I guess for this year, we probably just need to,
I think you have to do it for
this
this year
year.
and then next year.
Next
'cause
year.
It could be complicated.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
I mean,
it's, I mean, it's
we should
a
keep it-
lot.
yeah, we should
I
keep
mean,
it-
it's not an insignificant amount, and
But I think we should also know, in fact, what we really do spend in
Yeah,
district, you know, because
exactly.
it's an estimate. So let's
Yeah.
get the facts.
well, when do you have to do this?
We don't pay it till the end of the year.
Oh.
We just want to make sure the PO's in place. So we've plenty of
We
time.
can table this
I'll come
then.
back.
All right, let's table the health and wellness.
We pay for it for the end of the year, but it's for the current year, right? So they will be incurring the expense.
So we just got the billing for last year.
Oh, this is
Yeah, June,
It's
July, we got the
in
billing for
arrears.
last
this is
year.
arrears.
Yeah, it's in arrears.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Okay. Although I guess since we're paying in arrears, we actually have to pay
Yeah,
this.
it's an expense.
So we
yeah.
need to,
Oh, no, this is the setting up for the current year. You know, you're
oh,
fine.
okay, so
Last
we
year's
had it
taken care
last
of.
year.
Yep,
Okay,
last year you're
all
fine.
right, great.
But
All
I gotta assume that they have, well, maybe not because it's only mid-July.
Yeah,
Someone's
let's-
staffed.
I think we need to,
You might be able to move on that quickly.
yeah, let's,
If there is a savings, yeah.
yeah. So Sean, if you could, let's, I'll call Dr. Lutzi, but let's talk about this, because, you know, it's not an
Well,
insignificant,
$40,000 is $40,000.
50, 30 and 20.
Yep.
It's a lot.
50's even more.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, let's table these items. And then how do we, so the EMS services, wow.
That's on a
Yeah, it was
contract. That's a
paramedics.
5-year contract. that we
Yeah.
can- I
So
think
this is
we're
the first year.
second or third year. forget
And so
offhand.
is that's for the hospital usage and all
The
that?
staffing,
The paramedics.
the paramedics.
So I thought we only had one full-time, I mean, the equivalent of one full-time paramedic.
I don't remember offhand.
24/7,
yeah,
but still,
That's like 3, when you think about it.
okay,
It's like 3 8-hour shifts.
okay.
So like
Okay.
if you were divided by 3,
Okay.
I think it's
And that's probably fully loaded as well, right? Or do they
Yeah.
cover?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
and there may be administrative costs on top of that.
Yeah, I think we should just know what we're paying for. I'd like to understand what
Yeah,
we're
I'll
paying.
get the contract out for you. Yep.
Yeah. Because it's not, I mean,
it's so
it's
good.
well worth it, especially we have all the, I'm not, I just want to
No,
understand. what we're
I
paying
know
for.
we've gone through it, but we should remind ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
So take that out too.
yeah.
Go down the line, or how do you want me
I have a
to?
question on Moody's. How do they charge us? Do they charge it by power amount? Do they charge us by?
It depends on the level of what we're going out to bond.
So this is for this coming year?
Pure estimate. I'm assuming it will be lower because the bonding is going to be lower than what
Okay.
we've done in the future, or what we've done in the past, sorry. So I'm assuming it will be lower, but I'm just putting it out there.
And Sean, just remind me with the transportation, how do we calculate the transportation? I know we've gone through this before, but it's not at the top of my head. The transportation reimbursement for the private schools?
So it's whatever the contract is. I believe they use First Student as opposed to DATCO.
Okay,
And you know, it's basically, it's payable by the town or reimbursed by the town, provided that the number of students as of October 1st exceeds 50%.
and so let me ask you this. So if, I don't know, I remember at least when I was on the Board of Ed, we had a very good rate, busing rate. So do you know how this compares to sort of what we pay for busing?
I don't know the First Student rate. I can find out.
Okay, I just, you know, I think
It's a future cost.
I-
I agree with you.
I think we just need to understand, would it be more efficient for them to come under our contract?
Yep.
I mean, I get it, they're an independent school, but we're required to, you know, we're required to pay for this. So I think, I just want to understand if this is reasonable, if it's in line, or if it's more, or if it's less, you know.
That's fair.
Um,
Yep, that's fair.
so let's pull all of these out. And there's no urgency on these?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna pull out the the health and welfare payment, the transportation reimbursement, and the EMS paramedic services. Just want to understand what's behind those numbers.
I'll get all the details.
Okay, thank you. Is that okay, Ann, with the EMS? There's no urgency on that as well?
They're due their payment soon, so that's.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, yeah. So I can, when's our next?
Okay,
meeting?
it is a contract. We're in
Yeah.
the middle of a
Oh,
contract.
that's right. We're in it's a
so-
contract. We already signed.
Yeah.
Okay, so for next, do you know how many more years we have on that contract?
It's either 3 or 4. I
Okay.
can't remember if we're in year 2 or 3.
Okay, well, we're contractually obligated, so never mind. We'll put that, we'll keep that one in. Any other questions?
The volunteer ambulance corps budget appropriation, what does that cover again? I'm just,
Oh my gosh,
There was 2 line items on that. I think it was like repairing something and we broke it down.
energy or stuff like that.
I'll get you an email.
Okay.
It's 2 different lines that we broke it down instead of just a town contribution. We broke it into the categories they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I know. we
I'll
went through
get
it.
you
I'm
those
just trying.
2. Yep. Okay.
All right, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just,
Any other questions?
Probate fees stayed the same, right? 12,000, is that?
They do. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
No, that's
All
good.
right. So if I could get a motion to approve a request from the CFO to approve purchase orders as follows. Town of Darien, FY26 Darien probate fees, 12,000. CCM, FY26 CCM membership dues, 12,552. Sorry, 522, 12,522. Clifton Larson Allen LLP, FY26 internal audit, $14,267.70. Munistat Services, FY26 financial advisory services, $17,750. New Canaan Historical Society, FY26 budget appropriation, $25,000. Daycare of New Canaan, FY26 budget appropriation, $32,000. Moody's Investor Service, FY26 rating fees, $37,500. NCTV 79, FY26 budget appropriation, $40,500. Pullman and Comley, FY26 bond council, $52,500. Tyler Technologies, FY26 software fee, $54,557. O'Connor Davies, LLP audit expenses, $60,000. Southwestern Regional Communications Center, FY26 CMed EMS dispatch services annual maintenance fee, $62,991.05. New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps, FY26 budget appropriation, $68,637. And then we are gonna
Norwalk.
go just down to Norwalk Hospital EMS, FY26 paramedic services, $465,000. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
second.
It's unanimous. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Next up is Cheryl.
Good morning. Okay, we have a bunch of changes and hires and transfers. First one is for Jeff Manella. He is currently an operator 2 in the highway department. He started with us 11/8/21. We are looking to promote him to the assistant park superintendent. He holds a supervisory pesticide applicator license, his CDL. He also owned his own landscaping business from 92 to 2021. We posted this internally with 2 applicants. Jeff meets all of the qualifications. He ran his own landscaping company for 29 years. He's well liked by his team, a very hard worker. And Ryan, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I'm just very excited to have Jeff on board. His expertise in the field and his knowledge will carry us, and the town will be pleased, and the Parks Department will definitely be pleased as well. So we're excited.
So this is actually a transfer. Can I, because this is not on our agenda properly.
It's incorrect on there.
It is
Like-
on, yes, when Tucker copied it over, she had
Okay, so
Second wrong.
this
It's
is
a transfer from the Highway Department to the Parks Department.
Right, as an
Parks.
assistant superintendent.
And Jeff's name is spelled with an E, not an I.
Yes.
Manila. Okay. All right. So, and it was he equipment operator too?
Yes.
Okay. It's Park Department Assistant Superintendent. Okay. All right. Why don't we go through these individually, just because there's a lot of them. If I could get a motion to transfer Jeff Manella from equipment operator 2 in the highway department to Parks Department. God, I can't read my writing. Parks Department Assistant Superintendent.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Tiger is on for the next one.
Okay.
We have Anthony Malazzi. He was hired on 11/5/24 as an equipment operator 2 in the highway department. We are looking to promote him to the transfer station as an equipment operator 3. We posted this internally. Anthony was the only applicant. He did receive his public wear license before applying for this job. He's a hard worker, and we believe he will work very well at the transfer station and with this team. Tiger, do you want to add anything?
No. We think he'll do a very nice job.
So he has all his, whatever he needs to do this job.
He went
No
and got the
testing,
licensing
post.
all before he.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Great.
Any questions? All
Nope.
right. If I could get a motion to approve the transfer of Anthony Malazzi from equipment operator 2 in the highway department to equipment operator 3 at the transfer station.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
next one is Tim Blakeman. He was hired as a part-time inspector on 4/14/25 in the building department. He worked with us, took classes at the state, and just received his residential building inspector license. Scott is very excited to promote him to full-time since he got this license. It is in the budget, and we would like him to start immediately.
He was so enthusiastic when he passed his test and is excited to work here.
So, are we filling a void if we're going from full-time to?
They promoted Scott, so when Brian left, so we had an opening. We just didn't want to bring him on full-time until he passed this test.
Excellent. Okay, perfect.
Any other questions?
So that doesn't open up another role. That just closes that.
That closes
Yeah,
it.
okay,
That's
got
what
it.
a lot of these are trying to do.
Got it.
Any other questions?
Nope.
If I could get a motion to transfer Tim Blakeman from part-time residential building inspector to full-time residential building inspector.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Okay.
Right, next one is Zach Langeth. Zach was one of 39 applicants. We interviewed 8. He rose to the top with his experience and personality. He currently works for TNT Enterprise as a tri-axle driver, and before that, New England Paving. He has experience in paving, snow plowing, operating large equipment, and landscaping. He has a great personality, and while at New England Paving, he worked with many of our highway employees. The team believes he will fit in well.
Yes, he will.
Doing good? All right, Danny, I'm looking at you. You're gonna,
No, we worked with him before. He's a very hard worker.
okay,
So he will fit in really good.
okay, great.
And you must be doing something right if you had 39 applicants. That's pretty good.
And we had some very good applicants.
Yes, we did.
so-
It was a good
Okay.
round this time.
All right, great. If I could get a motion to approve the hire of Zach Languth, equipment operator 2 for the highway department.
So
Second.
All right, next,
Thank you.
Nancy John.
Okay, I'm gonna have Mimi do this one because she was involved in the hiring of Nancy.
So Nancy was one of 49 applications that we received for the administrative assistant in the rec department.
These aren't like from Indeed. Those are, are these Indeed?
From everywhere.
It's a
Okay.
combination.
All right.
but It does go out to Indeed.
Okay.
And, we look through them carefully because when you get applications through
Yeah, someone
Indeed,
just
they're not always
click,
qualified.
yeah.
Yeah, but she was very qualified. She's actually been the Waveney Camp Director since 2023. So she knows how that department works. She's also been the after-school site monitor in New Canaan and a special event site manager. Before that, she did work at Microsoft for many years, 2008 to 2023 as a business program manager. She works well with others. She's managed 375 plus campers, plus the staff that goes along with that. And she's worked very closely with the public. She understands how the rec department operates. And we think she'll be a great addition to their staff. They're very excited about it.
So how many people did you interview? I heard the 49 applications.
49 applications. I think we interviewed
Seven people.
Seven.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we've already had her in the
loop.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is replacing,
This is replacing Deb DeMuzio.
okay, who's retiring? Who retired?
And so she'll be going, she's been doing part-time work for us and this will be full-time.
Correct.
Okay.
School stuff and camp stuff. She's battle tested.
Oh, yeah. That camp stuff is
Oh,
intense.
yeah. Good.
All right. So if I could get a motion to approve the hiring of Nancy John as administrative assistant for the Recreation Department.
So moved.
Second.
That's unanimous. All right. Next, Claudia.
Morning.
Okay, next we had a request from Claudia to bring on John Amarillos and Deb Lyon, part-time, 19 hours per week for the balance of this year.
This fiscal year or through June 30th of 2026?
That way I don't have to come back again in December or whenever. So, yes.
She had a retirement within her office, so that position needs to be filled and she is requesting help in the
So
interim.
let me ask you this. Why are we not, so have we posted so we had a retirement. So Janet, my last name? Donahue, sorry. Just retired. She was retiring as of July 31st. So you have an opening for a full-time position. Have we posted for that yet? Because we got our notification on the 11th that she was going to be retiring.
Right, we have not had time to do that yet.
Okay.
Slammed.
Okay, I think Cheryl can post that for you.
Right. Claudia has all the postings and once she approves them, we will post it.
Okay, so when are we gonna, I would prefer to just not have a lot of part-time work. I'm not a fan of a ton of part-time workers and just fill the vacant position with someone that's qualified to do the work that you need done and to kind of help the staff, somebody that you can professionally bring into the role.
I have a budget for part-time staff.
Okay.
And historically, all these years, we've had a group of people that we can call upon on an as-needed basis. It's been the most cost-effective way to do things. And right now, there's so much work that we have to do that does not involve the public and has to be during quiet time. And none of us are getting that. So having someone, Debbie used to work in my office, and John is familiar with elections, and having them in there, they were floating for the past couple of weeks. And it was really, really helpful to have somebody answering the phones. They could direct people. They're already familiar with the building and other tasks that we do. So it was very helpful. So there's no reason why we shouldn't have be able to use that part-time staff on top of hiring the full-time person to replace.
What do we pay someone part-time an hour?
They are each getting around 30.
20,
well,
22
22 to 30 is the range.
Yeah, I thought 30. I thought I saw 30 on a memo.
And the full-time position that someone just retired, what was that? What was that line? What was the cost of that?
That position was budgeted in the 80s.
80s. That's all. Is that all in or not?
That's no, that benefits are another 25 to 40%.
Okay.
So do you have budget for 2 part-time people, 19 hours a week for a full year?
I have a budget for a certain amount.
Well, how much do you have budgeted for part-time?
I think it's 20. You brought it down.
Yeah,
considerably.
no, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised you have budget for this request.
Well, it's up to not to exceed 19 hours. If it's 5 hours a week, it's not exceeding that.
So this is not a request well, you can't go over your budget without a request. So, so this will be just for, you could, if we approve this, you could use up to your budget and then that's no more.
That's what the anticipation was.
Can you, just so I know, I'm just trying to understand how it works. So your office is staffed from when the town opens till, you know,
3:30.
7:30, 8:30. So
Yeah, they don't open until.
what time do you guys open? 8 to 4. Okay, so you're staffed 8 to 4. Now, one of your
Well,
full-time
the
people.
doors are not open until 4.
Close early because we have so many different reconciliations to do with the different tasks that we have.
So I think
So
they're
we
open
have
to
to
the public till 3:30 or 3.
Free.
Oh, so you're not open to the public till, I thought, because town hall closes at 3:30. So you're open from 8 to 3 to the public, because that's right, your door's locked.
No, I'm just trying to understand how you're gonna operate with, you have a full-time person who's leading, right? And I'm assuming you're in the office, you know, basically when they're open, right? So how are these two part-time people? I mean, how's it gonna work? Are you looking to fill that, are you gonna post
Need
and
an
look to
extra
fill?
set of hands. We need hands. We need bodies.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand. So you're losing a full-time person,
Mhm.
okay? And is the expectation that you're going to fill that? Okay, all right. And so this is more just extra hands in that period of time before you fill it?
Yes, during this time, and we have a lot to get caught up on. One person was out on, let's say family leave or
Mhm.
family leave. So we got very far behind on several things that we do. So we are in the catch-up stage right now, and that's what we want to do.
Can you
The
explain
only way
what
to
you
catch
need?
up is to
Yeah.
have those bodies and have those sets of hands.
Yeah, and I apologize. I don't really understand exactly what happens in the town clerk's office. So what are you guys, why bringing in people to catch up on what specific tasks?
So,
And by the way, if you have part-time people in your budget already,
I have a budget for it, but I have no one assigned. So I'm
right,
just
right.
asking for the.
No, I'm
assignment.
just saying, so if there was stuff to get done, why didn't we pull some of your part-time people in earlier?
I don't have any part-time people approved right now.
Last year, you had no part-time people?
Yes, she did.
Remember, I
You
think I
definitely had
did.
part-time
I
people in
did.
the office.
Okay. Which you used, and you used your budget last year. So this
Yeah.
is for this current year.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to understand what needs
So what
to
do
get
you
done.
need to get
Yeah.
caught up on? What does, because I'm a little interested that we need a full year already. I don't think, quite frankly, I don't think that's appropriate at this point. Or at the beginning of the year, why you would need part-time for, I mean, you can use your budget, but I don't understand. We should be hiring the person to backfill and then, you know, using, if you need, like, I understand during election times, it's busy. So, you know, you may need extra hands during election time, but beyond that, I don't know why you would need extra hands.
Everybody feels that if the public isn't in our office, that we have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. There's
So we're
so
just
much-
asking what you
yeah,
do,
There's so
Claudia.
much, oh, I'm trying to
Okay.
explain. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. And as I've said before many times, that the town clerk's office is really 5 or 6 departments under one umbrella.
Mhm.
So we have vital statistics, that's vital records, marriages, which are off the charts. Everybody's wanting to get a marriage license.
That's a beautiful thing.
I know, takes
Right.
time,
beautiful.
it takes manpower, birth and death, of course. And we have statutory requirements of when we have to do these, when we have to do filings, we have reportings to the state. We have elections, as you all know, that's another separate entity. We have land records management, and that's a huge operation.
Mhm.
And once again, I have statutory obligations to complete certain things within a certain amount of time. And I can't do that without the manpower that I need.
So within some of these things, you're saying you're behind because somebody was out on family leave or whatever. So there are other specific, you know, you're going to pull in these 2 guys to handle tasks 1, 2, and 3 to get caught up. Is it land records filings? Are there certain filings you need help getting done? That's why you're asking for these people to come in now.
There are processes in each area,
Mhm.
and we need manpower to process those applications.
Yeah, so a couple of these, like, are you behind in like your filings, your land, because you were saying you're behind in a bunch of stuff. Is there specific things you're like, I gotta get this
There's a
caught
whole
up?
process when someone comes and wants to record a document, mortgage, those pendants, warranty deed, they bring it in. We have to put it into the computer. We have to index it in there. Then it goes to another person and that document is read and we do completions on that. Then someone else has to take it and correct it. Then someone else has to take the document and proof it again and scan it. And we create our own books. We no longer send those out. We used to send them out, but we actually are printing downstairs our archives.
Okay.
And then once that happens, then we have to, there's a lot of tracking, just like in absentee ballots, there's a lot of tracking with file numbers and volume and pages. And we then have to return the documents to the original owner.
Right.
So it's a process.
Right, but you were saying you're behind. So does it mean you're not
Behind on that.
So you're not able to turn stuff around quickly enough for the public right now? Is that the issue? Or you're like, you got a whole bunch of these to file and you haven't got them done?
I'm not sure I understand your question. Sorry.
Well, no, because you said that you need the people in because you're behind with stuff. And then you went through the so is there, are you like, really, just tell me, are you backed up in land or you're backed up? That's all I'm trying to get at.
Boards and commissions is another one. We have quite a long, so we monitor and track all the boards and commissions, their agendas, their minutes, their records of vote. And we have to transfer all that information onto archival paper and into archival books, numbered. And that's a huge project with 50 some odd boards and commissions. So we're very far behind in that. But again, you need to have dedicated time. You can't constantly being interrupted with, oh, I need a dog license. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. I need a trade name.
So you'll bring these people in to be like, okay, tackle this, tackle that.
That's what we were doing. And also, helping answer the phone so that the people who do know what they're doing can actually do it.
Can I make a recommendation? So why don't the Board of Selectmen approve for 3 months or 4 months?
I think that's
until the end
probably
of
a
the
better
year,
idea.
And then we can come back to you
Yeah.
hopefully with a full-time hire.
Yeah, I think by that point, we should have somebody in place and then we can reevaluate the need for extra hands in the office.
Well, it sounds like getting that full-time person, that's really a priority because
Yeah,
of
it
all
should
the
be.
things that are going
Yeah.
on. I mean, you need help. Obviously, it's like a cry for help. Get somebody in there
The
and
training period is going to be, significant. So as we train though, we will continue to fall behind. So that's why the exercise.
Unless you find somebody that has prior experience in a town clerk's office.
Possible.
Yeah, it would, I mean, we seem to get lucky in this town. I think people want to come into this community. So we tend to get lucky to have people with significant skills that come in here. But, and that could be part of the hiring process, that you want to get somebody that has some significant skills already.
Is there a I don't know, say pecking order, but are there different positions within the clerk's office, or is it everybody's at the same level? Like the person that retired, will there be somebody inside that will move up into that position?
Maybe, I don't.
Yeah, we need to get do you call it a assistant clerk? Somebody that's actually denoted by law as your assistant, because when Claudia is out of the office, there's no one else that can do certain things.
A person who retired was appointed through Claudia as the assistant town clerk.
Right.
We cannot hire that position. We can hire a position, and then once Claudia appoints them, they would then become the assistant town clerk.
Okay.
I believe the thoughts are we are looking to make some promotions within the department. And then if Claudia decides to make that appointment, then that title will change.
Yeah, because I mean, the experience of walking in there has always been good. I mean, the folks you have working there are very friendly and, my experience has always been good, but I'd love to see those who have been there a while move into more responsible positions and, take on bigger roles, because I think you have some good people there. So hopefully that'll work.
Do you know what your part-time budget is for this year?
20 some odd thousand.
Okay, because
26.
Yeah, I mean, even if we approved it all, I mean, that would be, if you did it for a whole year, there'd be about $100,000, which of course you don't have. So this is the cushion you can use as you're trying to find
For the
something
next
new.
quarter. Yeah. Next
Yeah, I
3
mean, even if
months.
we approved it all,
You couldn't
you
spend it
couldn't.
all.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So to be clear though, like I'm looking at the hours. So 8 to 3 open to the public, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So that's 28 hours. What are you open Friday for a full from
8 to 1:30.
8 to 1:30? So that's 5.5 hours, right?
So
Yeah. So it's 28 hours plus 5.5 is when you're physically open to the public. Okay. So how long is town hall? Is the town hall is open just they're open 4 extra hours on top of that?
Yeah, we're open 7:30 to 3:30 every day.
Okay.
don't come in at 7:30 in the morning. They want to come in the afternoon quite often.
You mean the people you're serving?
People that we're serving, exactly. Our customers tend to come
You
late.
have the counter though, when like there's somebody there at 8, like somebody wants to go to work at 9, you have somebody there at 8 that's going to be able to service them.
Historically, we've actually had people in the office like 10 hours a day.
Okay.
So
but it's not open to the public 10 hours a day.
Well, that's
The
my point
doors
is
are
like,
locked
yeah.
at 3:30.
Right.
So if
For
they,
the
yes,
public.
I'm not saying you're not doing work. I'm saying we're not servicing the public beyond, well, their office beyond 3. The rest of the town hall is open till 3:30. So their office closes at 3 to the public. They do other work after 3.
So the office is, as we said, is open 33.5 hours a week for the public. At some point, the public's got to figure out how to get into that 33.5 hours per week, to get whatever they have done.
that's why we accommodate people.
Well, I know, yeah. So you make an
After
appointment.
hours.
So you would say, hey, meet me at 5:30 kind of thing. Okay. All right.
And
So
as a
technically
courtesy,
it's
we do that, yes.
okay. Because there's a lot of young people, like let's say a young couple that's getting married, both work, like, trying to get inside that 33.5 hour window is going to be.
It's a very important day, so.
That's true. It's true.
Can I ask you a general question, because with town hall just being open till 1, is that a problem?
1:30.
1:30, excuse me, on Friday. Is that a problem for people? Are people like, coming by going, or have you heard this? Like,
Well, I've seen it, especially during tax season, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
that was sort of what was because of the traffic on the Merit. I think before I was in office, probably during Kevin's tenure, there was a request to shift to earlier and
Got it.
leaving
That's right,
earlier
that's right,
because
that's
of
right.
the traffic. And many of our employees aren't local.
Right.
So to try and avoid the traffic of of this area, they
Yeah.
shifted to earlier.
And that's why I wanted to include town hall in the discussion, because it's not just the town clerk, it's everything. I mean, you look in the mirror and you say, are we open enough? I know we've shifted to online stuff. You have too. There's a lot of stuff you can do online now, which avoids an actual physical trip in.
Yeah.
But you have legal stuff that you have to get.
Correct,
signed
and correct, and yeah, and I, the hope obviously is that the town gives me the tools that I need to get those legal obligations completed. So that's therefore.
Well,
the
that's why we need an
request.
assistant, because when Claudia's not in the office, we need that assistant to be able to sign off on a lot of, documents
yeah.
that, somebody has to have the appropriate,
Stamps and all that
stamps and
stuff.
things. So if that person, if she's sick or on a conference, it really puts that office, which we found out a few weeks ago when Claudia was away and Janet was out. We had marshals coming to my office. We had people looking for marriage license, and only a certain person with a certain specification can get that stuff taken care of. And so we need that backup person in. We need you to have an assistant town clerk, in the office.
As soon as we can.
As
yeah.
soon as we
Mhm.
can.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah,
because your stuff's
it's
important.
a position we really do. It's a mission critical position for really service to the public.
It's smart. It's just a smart way to run it. I mean, you can't be there all the time, and you become, you're the most important person in that office, but you can't be there all the time.
The good news, correct. The good news is that if I'm not here and the sheriff has something to serve, the first selectman can actually accept that document.
Right.
on
But
my
I
behalf.
have a lot of
That's a-
other duties, so I really don't want to be taking on the clerk role in addition to the first selectman
No
role.
one's asking you to, but in the
But it
event
happened.
that
It did happen.
happens, right, you can take those
Yeah, I think
documents.
an assistant is a better solution. I
Also,
think an
to your
assistant is a
point-
better solution.
To your point, Steve, we've made things very easy for, more online things, and made it very easy for the public. But in doing so, and this is a perfect example with dog licenses, it seems so simple, right? You hand somebody a tag and that's it. Bye. Well, now you can register your dog online. You can register, you can come in person, you can do it through the mail. So there's 3 operations going on at the same time. We have to download every day and process all the ones that came online. We have to process the people that are coming in. And then of course there's all the mail to open and we have to process all that. So now that everybody could do it online, people are calling up saying, oh, my dog's rabies vaccination has to be updated. Can you please update it so that I can stay at home and, register online? Sure, no problem. But that involves an email or a phone call and a download.
Multiple steps.
And it's more, so what I'm saying is it's more work. So as much as we've simplified the process for the public, which is great, I'm all for it, it's also created extra steps for us,
Back office work. Yeah.
which is why I'm trying to explain.
Is there, would it be helpful in the next budget cycle to potentially bring in a consultant to look at processes that can be streamlined in that office? Because I get it, there's a lot of manual processing, but I think that there's probably a lot of things that maybe if we had somebody with an outside view could take a look and say, what are the processes that we've just done? Because you've been in that office a very long time, so you have a way of doing things, but there may be new or improved
Updated
ways.
things consistently.
I know that we had it at the Realtors Forum here, some other processes that other towns do differently. And so we might not want to do those that way, but it doesn't hurt to look at them and say, are these, is it time to maybe make a change in how we do certain things within the office to streamline and make it easier and maybe more cost effective in the long run for the town?
Almost like what we just did. What was the system we brought in place? Jen wasn't involved in bringing it in.
Oh yeah, OpenGov.
Yeah, OpenGov. I mean, maybe there is something that makes your life easier that we just don't know about, right?
Well, that's what conferences are for. And I had just been to a very large one and talked to all the vendors there about the things that town clerks, city clerks do across the nation. And so, we've gleaned a lot of information from that. There are a couple of vendors that I'm going to be talking to about a few things, but at the end of the day, there's still a process that we're supposed to do in accordance with law.
Sure.
And we just, and as much as people don't really like it, it's still a very paper-based organization, and that's the state of Connecticut. That's not my choice.
I think we're more paper-based than other communities in this state. Yeah, in Connecticut, New Canaan is much more paper-based, as I understand it, than many other communities. I think there are processes in other communities that are have been moved online that we have chosen to keep, for good or bad. I'm not an expert in this. I'm just saying I know that there are things that we've chosen not to automate in town that maybe we may want to relook at again because just the way the world's moving.
Yeah, like OpenGov. I think that's probably would make it might make your life easier. It might not.
I'm all for.
But if we don't know, if we don't ask, we don't know.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't take away from the work.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Consultants are great until they start sucking up hours. So.
No, well, you're right. I mean, it's just, it's.
Yeah, got it.
Anyway.
But I listen to some of the stuff and I know you're kind of, the legal stuff and God, this has got to be easier to do this somehow, and maybe it's not.
When I first got here, there was something like 76 steps to recording a document, and we've gotten that way down to bare bones. So we're always looking for ways to improve on that.
Yeah.
God, who made up a 76?
But there's still things that are required.
Systemic.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
All
right. So why don't we, I
heard 3 months.
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
And I heard consulting. That's what I got out of this.
Well, consulting, that would have to go through the next budget cycle. Okay. So that's not for today, but it's something to think about. And
but also some urgency on finding you a deputy.
An assistant.
Yeah.
Do you call it deputy or assistant town clerk?
Right now, we're hiring just an assistant to the town clerk.
No, I'm talking about the person who has the qualifications that Janet had. What is that position called?
Once they're appointed, then it would be the assistant town clerk.
Okay, so you need somebody, you need to bring in some part-time help for the next 3 months. And then we also have an urgent need to hire Janet's replacement and identify somebody in that office to become your assistant.
And that's a two-step, you're identifying the person, which is potentially the hire or an internal move. And then the second stage is you're appointing them to
Yes.
that deputy role
Yes.
or assistant role.
Yes.
Right. No, I'm just saying it's two steps.
Right, we have to hire, but we need,
If it
as
works
somebody
out.
who has to oversee the entire town hall,
Anybody in the office.
Yeah.
Anybody in the office could be appointed
Oh, in a temporary basis?
as an assistant town clerk.
so why don't we do that temporarily, at least?
I'll think about that. I'll give that some consideration.
Okay. I think it's a customer service oriented decision. Like, if we want to serve.
Attorney, so it's, I have to have that confidence in that person and they need to be trained as well. They trained.
Who trains them? You?
Okay.
All right.
All right, so why don't we modify this motion and I'll do it one at a time. If I could get a motion to approve John Amarillos on an oh my gosh, I can't read this. On an as-needed basis, not to exceed 19 hours per week for a term of, let's say, 3 months or 90 days, I guess. That way, because depends on whatever. Could I get a motion?
So
And then could I get a motion to hire Deb Lyon on an as-needed basis, not to exceed 19 hours per week for the a term of 90 days?
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. Good luck finding somebody.
Yeah.
Can you just, while you're at the mic, can you just mention Janet worked here how long? And she was here a long time. So
For about 20 years.
yeah, so we need to give her a little recognition. So, we're not
Yeah.
going to be able to see her. So
We're gonna miss her.
yeah, we want to thank her for her service to town. She was always in the office, always, happy to see you. And, she's a great employee as far as I.
We're gonna miss her very much and we do appreciate everything she did for the town and for us and for me for all those years, for sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What's next?
Hey, good morning.
Hopefully this approval will be a little easier.
Okay.
It just, we need to understand. It's not, we're not trying to be difficult. We're just trying to understand.
This is just an overnight travel request for Sergeant Michael Sullivan. He's attending a school resource supervisor and management course. Sergeant Sullivan is our youth sergeant, and he's also in charge of our 5 SROs. So this is a good topical course for him to attend. It's in Searsport, Maine from August 10th through August 14th.
Well, they were much nicer to him.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not in Florida, it's in Maine in August.
So it's 4 nights.
3 nights, August 10th and 14th.
10,
So he'll come home on
11,
the 14th.
12. Yeah, that's 4, 10, 11,
Thursday,
12.
yeah.
Anyways, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
So
it
does
is
he,
4 nights.
so,
You're right.
It's 4.
so the SROs,
sweet.
does he bring that information back and then has a meeting with our SRO
So
office?
he manages all of the SROs. He coordinates with them. He coordinates with the schools. He's in contact with all the school leadership and kind of manages all the needs. So this is more of a unique role that kind of developed over the last couple of years as we added SROs to all the elementary schools. So we went from having 2 SROs to having 5.
Right.
So it's important to be able to manage all of them and meet the needs of the schools. So we think it's an important course for him to attend.
Has he done this before? Like, is it something that he has to do annually or is it like every?
He's not attended a course before, but he's managed this group,
Okay.
just through his management skills and
Yep.
leadership skills and his,
Yep.
his roles. So it's
Yep.
kind of morphed into more of a management of a squad of SROs in
Yeah.
recent years. So we think it's important to get him the right.
I'm just asking, do you envision this being like an annual thing he has to do? Or is this
I don't I don't know that it would be an annual like
Okay,
refresher thing. He might attend some other training refresher courses that keep up with new and current information. But this is more of an initial supervisory school.
Does this cover his travel and food? I mean, it's all in. I mean, it's, I mean, hotels are expensive, and I just want to make sure that his costs, I mean, what's his? travel
That'll
costs? Is
come
he
out of,
driving up?
yeah, so this is the training for the course is $400, the lodging is $1,200. And then his reimbursements and things like that that'll come out of another line. That's just a regular training line that they get reimbursed for.
Oh, it's picked up over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're not starving him on his trip,
They're getting rid of my granola bar and send them on his way.
There you go. He can go over to EMS. There's a lot of snacks over there,
All right, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the New Canaan Police Department to, for travel expenses for Sergeant Michael O'Sullivan to attend a school resource supervisor and management course from August 10th to August 14th, 2025, in an amount not to exceed $1,600.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Yep.
So this is for
Ryan, you stayed.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I could have grouped these.
And so the bottle filler installation. So good morning. I am here seeking approval to enter into a contract with Hussey Bros Excavating LLC to install one bottle filler with pet bowl, demo existing pad and replace with an ADA compliant pad, remove and replace the existing catch basin and prep walkway for an ADA compliant porta-john. The total for these services is $6,250, and the money is available within the Parks Capital Infrastructure budget. So this, I'm not quite sure if this will be on the same exact PO that was occurring work with Joe Hussey. So this puts us over the $10,000 threshold, and that's why I'm here today.
what's currently there?
So there's a bottle filler there now. There was a water fountain in the past.
Okay, so there's
It's
a water
replaced.
fountain there, or is it bottle filter? What's there now?
So the work is actually complete now.
Oh, it's there.
Yes.
I'm so confused. Is this work that's already been done?
Yes, it is.
So what was replaced? What was there before?
There was an old water fountain there in the past, and there was a catch basin that was sitting very low. And then the walkway was non-ADA compliant, and that the water fountain that was there was non-ADA compliant. So this was something that we had to get done. And I had brought it on an agenda a couple months ago, but it was never on the Board of Selectmen meeting because I thought that it was just going to get signed off. And because it
It was
doesn't
under 10.
exceed
It was
the
under 10,
$10,000.
but
So
because-
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
I
trying to-
remember the presentation though during the budget process with the picture of the wall, the filler, and then
Yeah.
there's a dog
Yeah.
bowl underneath it. and-
correct.
Irwin, but
Where are these?
These are-
Where is this?
We have one at Mead Park right now in the dugout in the main baseball field. And then we have one at the Water Tower Turf Fields at the high school. We also have one by the tennis courts at the high school. And then this one is for the dog park. So right outside of the main entrance at the dog park at Waveney.
Okay. My God,
So we have four water fountains for dogs in town.
No,
They're humans. as
there's
well.
only one with the Pebble feature. Yes, and that's only at the dog park.
Oh, the one that you're trying to get the money for that. Okay, okay.
I thought we were putting one in at Irwin. I thought we were replacing it.
That we ordered a new water fountain for Irwin, but we haven't installed it. I still have to go out and get quotes for that
It's in the
install.
budget. Okay.
Why
Yes.
is it so expensive?
This,
Because we didn't have anything there before?
this was the main expense was for the ripping up the existing pad, the concrete pad, making it ADA compliant. And then while he was there already ripping everything up, there was a catch basin that was sitting very low, which was dangerous. And it wasn't, it wasn't feasible for us to go back out to bid.
What's a catch basin?
The thing
Just-
that water goes in.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly,
All right.
exactly. And
The
then
drain.
Yeah, the drain.
Just, I'm
It's a drain.
walkway to the existing porta john was also non-ADA compliant, and it was a handicap porta potty
Do we know when we put those in, those walkways?
Installation.
They're-
for bottle
No, I get it, but
installations.
that walkway, when was that put in, the one we're tearing up?
It's pretty much brand new now.
The one we tore up, the one that was not ADA compliant, how old was that? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure. It wasn't
It's been around 30 years. Anyways, all right.
sure on that. I could find that out for you and
It seems nuts there.
I know. Well, now I feel better because I was like, okay, Tiger, I was like $6,200 for installing a water fountain, like no more dog bowls in town.
just for the water fountain, just so you're aware, that's roughly like $600 just for the install of the fountain itself. But adding on the concrete pad and the walkway, so this was
Do we, I want to understand, because I get it. This is a lot more than just money to
Correct.
install a dog bowl
Mhm.
and a water fountain. For the other water fillers that we've installed, do you know approximately how much we've had to pay to just install those?
all the other three were $6,000 for all three.
Is that the filler and the installation or just the installation?
The installation, the filler, that's no, the filler itself is roughly $3,000.
Okay, and then we spent 6 to install 3 other ones.
Correct.
So it's like 2,000, I mean, yeah, 2,000.
1,500 roughly,
Okay,
but
to
this
install.
one was such a big expense because we looked at the big project scope
Okay.
and we realized that the walkways were not ADA compliant. So instead of us ripping it up and then having to,
This is in the dog park.
Yeah, we need to kind of,
The
Tiger,
ti-
we need to like make these,
The title is really.
yeah,
all
this
it-
is,
you know,
we need to change this because this is not really installing a water filler. Because I can tell you, if I saw $6,000 to install a water fountain, I'm like, bring your own water bottle. I mean,
but this is
so,
a lot of grading and.
yeah.
Hmm.
So this
Pipe work.
encompasses, all right. So we're going to change the title of this.
just so you're aware, on the memo itself, it says install bottle filler and prep for ADA porta potty. So on the agenda itself, it does not say that, but on the memo it does.
Okay. All right. And in the text, it does
Yeah.
say that too. Okay.
But it's just not the ground prep for the installation, the ADA compliant. You're actually putting a walkway in, right? You're making- you're changing-
Prepping for a walkway, preparing for a walkway. So
we're gonna
adding the
see another
gravel.
bill for
There's
like
another
concrete,
expense?
putting in concrete.
I think it's something that the highway may be able to do in-house. Tiger could speak on that behalf. I'm not quite sure.
Here, Tiger.
Yes, so the walkway itself was installed back when the dog park was put in and when the lodge was put in. So it had been there for a very long period of time. And its cross slope and its grading towards the dog park were exceeded the requirements for ADA. And to Ryan's point, this location was very problematic because we had some catch basins in the area that were trying to drain the slope that came in off of the roadway towards the lodge. So that the location itself, while it was great for the dog park, it was problematic just to try to get this installation in. And it's different because we had to make the dog park, the dog bowl section of the water filler compliant as well. If you imagine someone comes in with a mobility device and has a dog, they've got to be able to access the filler portion for their dog, which is different than just say a normal bottle filler. So it's basically 2 approaches, almost 2 different installations for the same apparatus, for the same feature. So you had one for the bottle filter, one for the dog. So that kind of told you that. And then they prepped the area and we're gonna have the highway department pave it. So this should be out there within the next week or so to pave the area and put it to bed.
Good.
All right.
So this is a situation because we had a feature.
We added a
prior to
We
feature.
added a feature and then we didn't add it compliant enough.
Right,
So
the
it's
new- the
it's
new-
precipitating a further expense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh, be careful what we add.
I know.
So just to be clear, guys, the location of this actual filler, we're not sticking it we're not making a walkway to the dog park and sticking this thing next to the dog park. There's a walkway there already, and we're just putting this near that walkway, right? We're not
Correct.
adding another walkway out into the grass to the dog park, right?
No,
Okay.
no, it's just abutting the walkway that's there now.
Got it. Okay.
And like I
Because I'm
said,
visualizing like, there's been times where we've actually moved the dog park to let the dog park grow or whatever. And then you have like a concrete sidewalk in the middle of nowhere. So this makes sense. I get it now. I couldn't visualize it, but.
right,
It's on the access way from the parking lot to the dog park itself. So we didn't create anything new. We put it on the walkway towards the dog park.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you. I'm good.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to enter into a contract with Hussey Brothers in the amount of $6,250 for installation of bottle filler stations and ground prep for the installation of an ADA compliant porta john.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. All right, championship turf.
okay, so the Parks Department requests to enter into contracts with Championship Turf, AKA Flowers Landscaping, to perform granular and liquid grass applications to the town athletic fields and other town-owned locations. These applications are carried out in the early spring to late fall and are essential for plant health and player safety. This work requires specific specifications such as advanced calibrated equipment along with fast and efficient operator performance. After requesting quotes from 3 total companies, we request to enter into a contract with Championship Turf / Flowers Landscaping not to exceed $35,000, and the money is available and budgeted within the account titled Grass Treatments.
Questions?
Yep, I'm good.
All right.
We talk about this a lot during budget season, so.
Yeah. If I can get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to enter into a contract with Championship Turf and Flowers Landscaping in the amount not to exceed $35,000 for the application of town purchase turf products at various town locations.
So moved.
Second. It's unanimous. Saks well pump. Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
So, the Parks Department requests to enter into a contract with Foley's Pump Service to remove and replace the existing well pump and pumping equipment located at Saks Field. This pump serves for Connor Field and Saks Field, and the existing pump and pumping equipment has been inspected and confirmed to have shortages and failures to the pump. These failures require a replacement in order for our irrigation system to work again. The total amount for this service is $38,928.12, and I added a 5% contingency of $2,000, making the total $40,928.12. The money is available within the outside contractor's budget. Also, just to note, this is the existing well pump that's there now is roughly over 20 years old, so it's at the end of its life expectancy. And we're starting to see some sediment in the water, low pressure. So it's symptoms of failure.
And this is the news, and this will be servicing the new sprinklers that we just put in to Saks. So
Correct.
I wouldn't want.
So Brian, we didn't know about this before. This is something we just discovered? Is that
Correct.
Was it through the installation process that we figured it out, or?
It was, yeah, pretty much through the installation process.
Okay.
And is the well there, you mentioned the sediment area, we don't have to dig the well any deeper or do any work on the well itself? Is this just the pump itself?
It's the well pump itself, and then the steel piping, which I think is just starting to deteriorate.
Mhm.
And that's what we're starting to see inside of the water that's spitting out. So.
Had to do that at my house.
Mhm.
It's old.
Yep, it does. I had to do that.
It's working.
Got an old house.
Pump
old
that's
pump.
20 years old. That's
Yeah.
pretty good though. All right.
All right. Okay, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to enter into a contract with Foley's Pump Services, Inc. in the amount of $38,928.12 plus a contingency of $2,000 for a total project cost of $40,928.12. The project entails the replacement of the well pump and pumping equipment at Saks Athletic Fields.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Brian.
right, Tiger and Bill.
Morning.
Hey, Bill.
Morning.
Okay, we have a few on the list here for you this morning.
Okay.
We start with the contractor change quite some years. We had Darien Electric contracting, doing a lot of our electrical work, Dennis and Lee. And they're going off and retiring on us. Some nerve, huh? So Stephen, who worked for them for, God, since I can remember 20 years, is taking over the business. And in doing so, they have to change the name from Darien Electric contracting to Darien Electric LLC. I received the letters, I think I gave you both copies, that the new Darien Electric LLC will honor everything that's in place with the town of Canaan currently, the contracts and what have you. So we'd like to have you approve the transfer of all existing contracts from Darien Electrical Contract to Darien Electrical LLC. And then the second approval then is to approve the blanket purchase order with Darien Electrical LLC in the amount of $25,000. And we could cancel the prior purchase order with Darien Electric Contracting. Hope that makes sense.
Yep, it does. Good job. Any questions? All right, so if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works for the following. First, transfer Darien Electric Contracting to Darien Electric LLC.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. And then approval of blanket purchase order with Darien Electric LLC in the amount of $25,000 and to cancel the prior purchase order with Darien Electrical Contracting.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Moving with that same thought product, Waveney Lamppost Project. This is phase 2 in the last phase of this project. We already started it. I don't know if you're up there 4th of July, we had the first section over by the kitchen side all lit up. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it looked really nice.
Looks nice.
These are the same lampposts that we currently have through our downtown area. We're keeping the same format. The project went out to bid back in February, the first phase, and the contractors are all going to hold their numbers. There's still good numbers to hold for the installation of the remaining, which we had already ordered, and we expect to see those in August. So just to keep moving forward, we'd like to keep following along using the same contractors in place. They have a nice little system they're doing to move right along. So we'd like to get the approval for the Fulvio construction for the $68,400 plus a 10% contingency of $6,840 for the total cost $75,240, and then for Darien Electric for $38,250 with a 10% contingency of $38,25 for a total of $42,075, and that will give us to a grand total of $106,650 with a contingency of $10,665 for a total request of $117,315.
Hey, Bill, remind me how this fits into the total approved budget of 280,000. I know there's all these, I keep remembering there's all these pieces
Yeah.
doing this.
So we had 280 the first phase, 280 second phase, and it's really just ripping everything out because of the old lampposts that were there. The footings are no good, and we had to do some correction on the wiring, what have you. This all fits within the 280, and it came out to 70 poles, I think was total, that we're replacing up through there.
So the two phases, because you just said this was phase 2 and this is the end of it. This is the end of the project.
Yeah, we're still finishing up phase 1, and we're going to transfer right to phase 2 once the other lampposts show up in August.
Okay, so we should be because this is less than 280. Will we be transferring money back?
No, there's also, well, that's a total budget of 280. We also purchased all the lampposts, and that was, I don't have that number.
Okay.
That was
Yep.
out there. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. Whatever's left is left. We'll just close up
Transfer
the
it
project
back,
when I'm done. I don't see any need to keep going with it, but
So do you know where we are for phase 1? Like, so phase 1 should be done then, right? Because we're now on
finishing up
phase 2.
phase 1.
And remind me, how many lampposts was that? And I know you've gone through it before, and I apologize.
There was, we purchased we did 25 and then 45. So the first install was for 25 units, and then the remaining 45 is for phase 2.
Okay.
Kind of bled over
So
because.
why
of
do we
timing.
have a budget of 280 for phase 1 if there's only half as many? I mean, not quite half, more than half, but I mean, it's a significantly lower number of lampposts in phase 1.
It was, I'd have to go back, look at my notes. There was a reason for it.
In phase 1.
Is the whole phase 1 and phase 2, and I know we've gone through this and I apologize. Is the whole phase 1 and phase 280, or is it 280 is phase 2? And phase 1 was a different number.
No, it's supposed to say number about 280 and 280.
280 is doing all, they're doing it was it 25 and 45, 70 lampposts.
Yeah.
Okay, so 70 lampposts, taking them out, fixing the electric, putting them in, and all in, so, 70. So is it 40,000 lampposts?
25.
Yeah, 40 is a little high, yeah. Okay, all right, so I just know because it was a multi-phase, I was trying to, so, and then,
Because there's a lot of lights and
yeah,
timing and not making the whole
40,000.
park go dark at once. There's a lot of considerations there.
Okay,
We also had timers. We had to change in phase one in the building so that we went into astronomical timers. So now they'll all go on at once, based
Sure.
on latitude, longitude, daylight saving times is all fully automated, like our downtown. And so on.
so they'll all be in when? Phase,
Well, providing that they deliver them when they say in August,
Okay.
I'm hoping to be done by the end of the fall.
by the end of the fall, phase 1 and phase 2 will be done.
That's my goal, yes.
Okay,
Once we run into
and
someone.
it'll come in underneath the 280. Okay. Big picture, yeah.
It's gonna look amazing.
Yeah, they're snazzy.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works for contract increases to be awarded to DeFolvio Construction and Darien Electric in the amount of $106,650 plus a contingency of $10,665 for total project cost of $117,315. The project entails the removal and installation of 45 lampposts in Waveney Park.
So moved.
So,
It's unanimous.
thanks, Bill.
Sewer plant mobile generator. This is in the sewer fund budget. We're going to utilize the Sourcewell contract, and this is a small mobile generator primarily to cover the pumping stations. Should we have a failure at one of these pumping stations with the generators that are out there. It's also large enough that it will work on some of our smaller town buildings should we need it there also. So we'd like the approval to contract with Energy Systems in the amount of $116,654.63 plus a small contingency of $2,500 for total cost of $119,154.63. This includes to be purchasing and then delivering it to us in training. And the small contingency there because of shipping. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the shipping world. So that's where we are.
Is this within the water and sewer budget or the town?
Put on the capital side of the sewer budget.
Right.
And it went through the budget process.
And the reason it's mobile is just to give us flexibility versus
Yeah,
built-in.
right. So it's a tow behind, you take it out and set it up, whether it be at Old Stanford Road or Mead Park, should something happen at one of these pumping stations, it's critical.
Right.
And it's a bad day when you can't pump.
Did have to
Get to the pump
spend a
station.
lot on an emergency generator
Yeah, that's
last
right.
year.
Yep, that's right.
So how many mobile generators do we now have?
This would be the second one. So we have the
They say, so the one at the police department, was that a mobile or no?
mobile, but very big mobile.
They're huge,
And
right?
so when we got that generator, that'll do anything that we have. And the primary and the highest risk, should the sewer plant
Yeah.
generator fail, which it did a
Mhm.
couple of times, and we had to put a mobile there. We always rented them in the past, and rental is extremely expensive and sometimes hard to get in that size, especially if we're in the middle of a storm or something.
Mhm.
So we, that big one lives right next to the docking station down at the wastewater plant. Should something happen, it's right there. We plug it in. We have a backup for that system.
Okay.
Failure to keep those pumps and stuff going is a bad day for
Yeah,
all of us. And,
that's not great.
yeah,
If I remember correctly, that we got the first mobile one for the town because it was proposed about putting a permanent one at the annex.
Right.
And then we kind of said, wait, why don't we just get a mobile?
Yeah.
And that's served as well.
Are those pneumatic tires on those things, or how are those things
Yeah.
set up?
they got a heavy duty pneumatic tire, especially that big one.
Wow.
It's 23,000 pounds before I put fuel in it. But yeah, that's multi-tapped. It does everything.
So we maintain those? Do we have a company that comes out that
Mhm.
looks at those?
Yeah, and actually the same company that were Energy Systems, that's who we bought that big generator from.
Yeah.
And they're generating, actually, having them look at all our generators and give us a price to give us a price to our service on all our generators with 15 permanent ones in place.
Yeah, because these standbys are great. I mean, but when that moment comes, they've got to fire up and go. So.
Yeah, no, there's maintenance with them, even, you maintain them so they do fire up when it's time to fire them up, and that's what we need. And they do sometimes fail, and that's why we need a backup for that, because we don't need bigger problems than when something fails.
Okay.
To people listening, it is amazing how many different things have to be paid attention to in town. You just think it works. It doesn't just work. It works because people like you guys are paying attention to it.
Yep.
So
Magic. So it's,
it's just every time you turn around, there's something.
You need a t-shirt that says it's not magic.
yeah.
All right, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with Energy Systems in the amount of $116,654.63, plus a contingency of $2,500 for a total project cost of $119,154.63. The project entails the purchasing of a mobile generator to be used at the sewer pumping station.
So moved.
It's unanimous.
Thanks, Bill.
All
Thanks, Terry.
right, P&M Partners.
P&M Partners, this is a request to approve 2025 purchase order so that we can close out the final billing on it and close out the year for end their contract.
Okay, and these are for they were not in town hall. These are non-town hall buildings because we didn't have P&M for FY.
We didn't have P&M in this town building. We do now, not in this one, but that was for like the seasonal stuff like that. The cleaning service, so you have to understand is the seasonal stuff. It's a moving target on amount of days, month of season.
Okay.
So that's why we have a little contingency and build things. So we try not to overstate it at the end of the year. So.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No,
If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to increase a previously approved purchase order with P&M Partners, janitorial cleaning in the amount of $4,250 for building cleaning services.
So moved.
It's unanimous. All right.
Both good for next one
All
for.
right. Jan Pro. So this is just,
Same concept here.
yep.
Yep.
So this is a cleaning company too?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, clean it, building cleaning. All right, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to increase a previously approved purchase order with Jan Pro and AT&T franchise in the amount of $5,850 for building cleaning services.
So moved.
It's unanimous.
Okay, so the next one, the larger project. So this is a Convault fuel tank project that we had budgeted for last year. And if you're familiar with the Convault tanks, they're above ground fuel tanks. We have them at the highway department for our gasoline or diesel for all our vehicles and what have you.
So the term for those is Convault.
Yes, Convault. So they are the priority, no. They're made by United Concrete, the manufacturer, proprietary. That's also, I'm sorry. And they're above ground. They're steel tanks encased in concrete, good for 40 plus years. They're great actually, and we're getting all the stuff out of the ground like DEP would love. Nothing in the ground.
Right.
This really. The first one is for the wastewater plant, sewer plant. It's for their generator. The tank that's in the ground now is a 4,000 gallon tank, and we want to get that one out of the ground because it's just been a little bit of a nuisance to us with some water issues penetrating it. So that would be the first one, and that one sewer plant one is 45,595. We'll do some site work involved there too, but very little, but we already have some pre-approval for that to have Hussey just prep the site. Then the second one is for the Parks Garage. They currently have a 500 gallon little diesel fuel Convault tank there that we resurrected from the old transfer station. We want to replace that with a 4,000 gallon split tank. So it'll be 3,000 gallons gasoline, 1,000 gallons diesel. It comes fully turnkey with the pumps, everything on it, and we will plug that into our gas point management system. And so it's up in the cloud so that both sites at the highway, and that will be on one key system. So that if we had a problem down at the highway, we could still get fuel over at the Parks Department, vice versa. Leading up to this was right now, has been more problematic with gasoline, especially is they have to the Parks Department has to go down and fill a bunch of gas caddies, and they're like 35, 40 gallons, and constantly go back and forth with gas to fill up all their gas equipment and some of their diesel equipment from time to time.
I'm sorry, I don't think I understood. How are you going to get gas from one place to another?
Right now, what they do is, because there's no gasoline at the Parks Department, they have to put gas caddies, they're called, they're like big gas tanks on the back of their pickup trucks, whatever, go down, fill them up with gasoline at the highway department, drive them back over to go fill up their equipment. It's time consuming, and it's probably not the most efficient, safest way to really continue doing that. The fire marshal had just cited us too, because you have to store those big gas containers, and it becomes problematic within a building and everything.
Yeah.
So we feel that this is a great project. Money's budgeted for it. It's a safety thing, and it's also for redundancy. Like I said, if one system goes down, now we have another place we have a fuel source in town during any kind of emergency.
And in this situation, somebody comes, a big tanker comes and fills it up. We're not
Correct.
transporting fuel.
Just like now, like, we're, some of it's on automatic, some of it we call, for gasoline, we'll call up and we'll order gasoline from our supplier. We manage that because we manage in a sense that we get a better price when we get a full truckload. So we make sure that we watch our volumes and we order a full truckload and we get it, so you guys understand it's cost efficiency for them to come drop on your load than to come with a little bit of time. So it works very well. It's been working for many years. We just want to expand it a little bit so that the Parks Department can be a little bit more efficient and we'll have some redundancy.
Is there any expense associated with taking out the old tanks in this
Yes.
cost?
So-
Is that included, embedded in here?
So on the wastewater plant, it's not embedded in this one. I have a separate line item for that. That's already been approved and that's not a huge expense overall.
Okay.
It's just getting out of the ground, then we'll prep that site. And this is where that temporary generator will come in handy because we have to take the fuel source away from the current generator. So I'm going to use our big generator, temporary one, to wire it in. So now I have, because that has its own fuel department on it. Also, on the new tank at the wastewater plant, there's going to be an attachment there that I can attach the mobile generator to that. So then I'll have a 4,000 gallon reserve if we're running on that mobile generator too. So there's a lot of redundancies in all this emergency management stuff. The project contingency for the Parks Department is $12,000. To your point, there is a fuel tank there. It's a 500 gallon convoy with a slab. We're going to prep the site and see if it's something we can handle ourselves. I'm not 100% sure. So the 12,000 contingency, so that when United comes down, they have a big crane truck. I'll have them pick it up, then move it if we can't handle it ourselves. But I'm going to say we might be able to. So I'd like to try that first and save the 12 grand, right? So.
Okay.
How are we currently monitoring? Do guys sign for X amount of gallons that get pumped out, or how do we monitor?
That's a good question. So
if I'm sitting here on the audit committee, I'm thinking like $3 a gallon for gas and $4 for diesel. That's money. So
yeah, we do pretty good on the dollar amount when we buy our gas because we're tax exempt and stuff. So we're in the $2 range for gasoline right now. So yes, so good question. They have fobs on them, each vehicle. You go up, scan it. The technology identifies that fob is associated to the vehicle. And then you put a code in. Now I just tied my name to me filling up for that vehicle. And there's a limited amount of fuel you can get on that fob without raising a red flag. So that if I know a vehicle can only take 20 gallons and you're pumping 30 gallons, I'm going to want to know where that other 10 gallons went. We stop it at 20 gallons for two reasons. One, we want to make sure that something funny is not happening, but also if they walk away from it and the can will get stuck, it won't overflow and keep running and running and running. It stops. So that's how we manage everything. And then each department, it's all by department. So we do a monthly report and it comes to, so it's all allocated out properly, goes right to finance. So then it's back charged right to the departments appropriately. And that's how I was able to manage the volume of year and how much we're doing on contracts and what have you.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Good explanation.
Okay, any other questions?
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with United Concrete to install new convolt tanks as follows. Parks Garage, $122,120 plus a contingency of $12,000 for a total of $134,120. And the sewer treatment plant, $45,595 with a contingency of $4,500 for a total of $50,095.
So moved.
It's unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
winding down a little bit.
Fire alarm contracts.
Or alarms, let's call them. So, so we've had some issues in the past 12 months with our current monitoring and alarm company who's been doing some work for us for many years. Unfortunately, they were bought out by another company and it just doesn't seem to be the same anymore, unfortunately. We've had some small incidents with the monitoring and notification. Then we had one major incident that prompted me to say, okay, I got to do something here. I spoke to the first Selectman Deanna Carlson about this, along with Tiger Man, moving forward. So we'd like to contract with Silent Watchmen. Now I met Silent Watchmen over 220 Elm Street when I was doing that project. They did a really great job over there. Good people. They're in Bethel. And they were all the subcontractor for the police department. And they met them again over there when we did our training, and I went through everything. Very professional, very thorough, that's for sure. And most importantly, when I spoke to Vinny, the owner, that they are, alarm systems are like car dealerships. I always use your analogy. Not everybody can, service a Ford versus a Chevy, right? So in this case here, Silent Watchman is able to service our equipment because they sell the same equipment, which is good. They're in Bethel. Their current company's in Norwalk. In fact, I found somebody in Bethel. It's not that far away because you have to pay for service calls and what have you. So I feel very comfortable that they'll be very responsive. They've also have a pretty good stake in town of New Canaan itself as far as residential alarms that they also service. So they're always nearby. The current system right now, the way it works is through a radio mesh system in which basically every alarm has its own little antenna and they act like a little cell tower, so to speak, right? And then they repeat off each other. Well, that's starting to fail. And every time we lose somebody's alarm, they switch out that system, I lose a cell tower, so to speak. So I am starting to get a lot of notifications. In the past 6 months, I've received over 400 failed notifications to communicate. And then they fire back up. They keep bouncing back and forth. I don't like that. I figure the risk is there. That being said, the new Silent Watchman comes in and they're going to go with cell tower technology with boosters. And then they'll tie some right into our own systems as far as communication goes. So everything will be monitored properly, and I don't have to worry about anything falling off. And they have a lot of backup to their systems. I don't think they're sharing everything how they back anything up because I think that's proprietary to them, and it's also security, right? So there's a little cost with that change. So we're asking for to get this project on the way because there's 40 something alarms. Well, as you've seen it on the spreadsheet, that was part of your package if you received it. We have 39 buildings that are alarmed right at the moment, and a lot of those buildings are multi-alarmed, whether it be fire, intruder, panic devices, or what have you. There's a lot of different pieces. There's also some of the buildings we also have for if it gets too cold in a building, or emergency buildings, basically, I'll get an alarm. I get phone calls for every single time when something goes off. And so it'll tell me it's too cold in the building right away. Then I can go on and find out, make sure the heat can go off or something happened. It also notifies me when we have power glitches or if we have power outages. I get a lot of phone calls so that I identifies it. I kind of know what the calls are about. So so on the breakdown, it was for the actual monitoring and doing all the inspections is $54,456 a year, and the transfer over is $30,000 to get rid of the current mesh system and go to the cell phone technology. The monitoring fee is about $10,000 more per year going with this new technology because of the cell phone fees that are associated with it. All inclusive to these guys, they pay for it, but obviously it gets passed on to us. For the radio mesh, when it worked, was great because it didn't cost us anything but $500 for an install. But that technology is failing pretty bad right now, and I'm really concerned.
So this is, you're going to switch out all the alarms. Is that right?
Well, the alarm panels and everything stay. We're not changing any of the hard parts, so to speak. We're really just changing the technology to get rid of the radio mesh antennas, installing the cell phone components to make that all work. And then it's a matter of monitoring and doing inspections. We're required to do annual inspections that the fire marshal, it's part of, we work in conjunction with the fire marshal on those, all our buildings. They check all the fire alarms, make sure everything works. Any kind of panic devices we may have, they check those quarterly to make sure they're still connecting the right people.
So we're switching over from who was doing it to this new company,
Correct.
and it's costing another $44,000. Is that correct?
For the first year, just for this first one, yes. And the $30,000 is for all the parts and labor associated with
To go to the cell versus
tower,
mesh.
right? And then the monitoring itself is approximately $10,000 more a year, just because of the fees associated with cell phone technology.
So the ongoing monitoring next year is going to be, so this is for this year, right? And the ongoing monitoring that we're going to.
54,000 a year.
Pardon me?
It'll probably, I'll keep it, I'll argue with them to keep it at the 54,000 a year.
And
They've been
it is about 44 now, because
For now, correct. Yeah, and that includes, like you said, your inspections and all part of it. So it's monitoring, the annual inspections, it's what do you call it, the hold up buttons, they call them, the
so
panic devices.
it's more or less, if we have 40 different buildings or sites, you know, where we have it, because you have multiple things, you have CO2, you know, fire and whatever.
Right.
So it's 40, and then it's gonna, right now, we've been paying about a little bit over $1,000 per site for monitoring and everything. And next year it's gonna be, say, 20% more, from 44 to 54.
Mhm.
Sorry.
And you can see like on the spreadsheet, the monitoring fees, like there was a cell phone service, that was never a cost to us before because we had the radio mesh. Now it's gonna be a cost to us.
That's the $13,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Bill, what's the,
unfortunately, it's just the technology. It's just what it is.
you mentioned before that you're on like 24 hours a day. What's the tree look like? We get an alarm sent to you. It's Sunday. Who else is notified based on?
First phone call is always to the police, fire, whoever that may be.
So you're the point person for all this stuff. So the alarm goes off, it's coming to you first, then you.
No, it always goes to 911 first, always
So-
goes in first. Most of the time, what would happen, it would be a simultaneously call. We usually have two operators. A lot of times I notice that. They call the 911, they do everything, they call me, to let me know what's going on.
But it depends on the alarm, right? It's like if it's a
depends on the alarm.
CO2, well, that's not a good example. If it's a, I don't know.
If it's a fire alarm, right, we
Fire
don't
department,
stop fire alarms.
Right.
Police, fire goes there, they clear a building no matter what it is. We don't stop those.
Yeah.
Some of the captains, we've been around long enough, they call me, let me know what's going on, and you know, whether it be a false alarm, and I have police will also, I'll call, because if there's a fire going on, they know about it. So, you know, there's a lot of communications back and forth. On the intruder side, you know, we have false alarms, sometimes the cleaning company, whatever, depending on time of day it is or what have you. A lot of times if somebody will go in and trip an alarm off, they call me, oh, I'm sorry, I tripped it. So if I got a call, I could divert that. But a lot of times I just let everybody roll just because I don't want to take that risk on of, you know, God forbid something's happening and I don't know about the call, you know,
Right.
so we'll let them roll. It works. And if I'm not available for whatever reason, they still roll, they do everything. And especially fire, because fire marshal either call me or Russ will call me, or the next morning they'll stop in over the weekend. They give, you know, what happened.
But each one of those departments is hooked to this system
Yeah.
directly. So
Yeah.
they'll, okay,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
question. Okay, good. All right.
Just anytime there's a fire alarm, no matter where, fire marshal is also involved.
Yeah.
They're the police of the fire, right? So that's what they do. And a lot of times, police department will call me too if there's something going on.
Got it. Okay.
Any other questions? No. All right, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with Silent Watchman in the amount of $84,456 plus a contingency $4,200 for a total request of $88,656. This request is contingent on transfer approval by the Board of Finance at the 7/24/25 meeting in the amount of $44,584. The project entails upgrading town buildings, fire alarm monitoring systems, along with annual and quarterly inspections.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Bill.
Bill.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too. All right, Tiger, pave 2025 Elm Street.
All right, thank you very much. So so this is for the paving of Elm Street, the business district portion from Main Street to Park Street. And now that everyone seems to be out of the way in the area. So we went out to bid. We publicly advertised and directly solicited from 6 different contractors. We received 2 bids back, Burns Construction and FGB Construction. And Burns was the low bidder at $169,879.75. Excuse me, I added a 10% contingency of $17,000 for a total of $186,879.75. The funds are available on our payment management program, and Burns is actually already, one of the reasons why Burns was low here is because they're already slated to be night paving August 6th, the week of August 6th. So August 6th and 7th, they want to slate us in. So they've already given us a time frame to go and do it. They've done nice work for us in the past. This will be performed at night from 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock onward till 5 a.m., 6 a.m. The last 2 times we've done this, we haven't had a conflict with any any operations for the downtown business area. And we'd like to get this paved and put this area to bed.
So, sorry, when in August do you think this is going to take place?
They asked for August 6th and 7th, which I think is a Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay. Right, good. Earlier is better.
Yeah, earlier is better. So.
Okay. Any questions?
How excited are you about this?
I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am about this. This has just been a couple of years in the making here. So I've asked you about it, I don't know, 100 times, Tiger, in meetings when we do this. So I'm very, very excited about this. My only question is how quickly after we pave it on the 6th and 7th, you're going to be able to stripe it that week, you think, and we'll get back
we
to
have to we have to wait a week at least to if not the oils will just you'll track it all over the top of the fresh paint, the fresh striping, and we'll basically lose half its life. So we've got to wait about a week. Safety Markings has been is already contacted. They're inside this contract, so they're the subcontractor to Burns for the work. And they know the importance of the area, and we'll get them out there. And then we are speaking separately to the contractor that did the decorative crosswalk installation at the library in order to come and do the 6 crosswalks here. We've already reached out to him. He's going to come and do a site visit, and then we'll get a contract. We'll get pricing from him and a contract to you. It's almost a sole source provider for this type of work that he does. And we have up to 6 months to get that work. And they actually like to let the pavement sit a little bit before they come in and do their work. So we're hoping to have that done by the close of this construction season.
So you pave where the crosswalks are not, and then you go back and, I mean,
That's correct. We pave the entire road, and then we come back and address the crosswalks separately. Well, it wouldn't be beneficial to stop for that 8 feet. It's not beneficial to stop and then try to go again. It's better to just put the pavement down and then work on it after.
It's like brick with asphalt on top
So
of it.
so the idea then you'll pave it and then you'll stripe crosswalks for the 4 or 5 months, and then people can use the striped crosswalks, and then eventually we'll get the decorative crosswalks.
That's correct. In essence,
and you're saying before the winter, I guess, is the idea, right?
Yes. Yeah. We're just have to fit into his time frame right now. So we have a site visit planned for him shortly, and then just working in with his availability.
Got it. And I know the questions popped up a couple times, but just can you reiterate about the manhole covers and the heights of those?
Everything will be adjusted into grade. You shouldn't have any problems. I don't know which one you're speaking of specifically, but or ones, but
it's general, Tiger. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. No. Everything will be to grade. We won't have to do any adjustments after we're all done. So we'll have a nice fresh bed of asphalt finally on Elm Street. It's been, like you said, it's been about 5 years now. Overall.
And then we're closed for business for 5 years on the street. We're not going to tear it up at all.
I can't say that.
And you go tell Eversource.
Yeah, you have to knock on wood somewhere. I got it for my table. So,
Tiger, 2 questions. Amy and I were just talking about one of them. So, with the crosswalks, with the brick crosswalk, I can't really visualize the library's brick crosswalk. Is that brick like our sidewalks brick?
No, it's an asphaltic material.
Is it stamped contract? Is it like a stamped concrete?
In essence, it's like stamped. Yes, in essence, it is. It's an asphaltic material. It won't be. It mirrors the brick, the brick bond, the coloring, and then so it's brick in the middle and then gray on the outside. It's very similar to what we had before. The library, in essence,
but the brick in the middle is not brick individually set brick. No. It is a stamped product. Which is a good thing, Tiger. What we're trying to figure out is we don't want you to do this before the winter if it's real brick.
No, it's not brick. It's an asphaltic material. It's basically working with what we have there.
Tiger, is that the crosswalk between the parking lot and the library we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. And so then you'll have, how many do we have of those? 1,
6.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
beautiful when it's done. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, it doesn't look
right-
beautiful now.
well,
There's
right now-
asphalt over it.
Yeah, it's all broken
there's-
up now. Well, that's why I keep saying like,
Yeah.
let's go, because
Yeah.
the difference when that was done properly and the way that looked, I
Yeah.
mean, you can remember what it looked
How
like.
long?
It's
How long
beautiful.
was it like that?
It was a while.
2006, 2007. So when we did it first.
We were so happy and so
For
proud
how
of
long
it.
were we happy?
A year. A year or two.
It was longer than that. It was much longer than that, but yeah, it was.
Like, how much are we going to spend for those brick walkways? I just want to know.
You're
To
not,
be happy
they're
for a
not
year.
brick. They're not.
The non-brick brick. And the non-brick. The stamped
I don't have
concrete
I don't have a
walkways.
pricing yet from him as to what it was.
Gosh.
It was pricey at the time that we did it
For
back
a
in
year.
2006, 7.
All right, we'll have a debate when you give us the estimate for the. I know. Bougie.
It's our downtown.
Bougie
It's gotta look
Steve.
nice.
No, just I wanna see how long it's gonna look.
I got 10%
All right, and then so you cut out the asphalt in the areas that you would be putting in that stamped concrete or whatever it is.
Correct. Yeah, that's yes. We'll be working right in that area, and then he places the material back in the hole between for the crosswalk itself.
And it doesn't impact the durability of
No.
the asphalt by cutting it afterwards and putting in, because
No,
you kind of.
we didn't have any. We had nothing that when we did it the first time. We had no spalling. We had no concerns with the joints between the two because it was asphalt material and asphalt material. We didn't have a problem at all.
Okay.
But this bit is just the paving.
Just-
This is not talking about, does this include the striping?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh, and I had a question,
It's gonna be
just
Wild
because I'm
West
looking
for
at
me.
FGBs. Who is their sub for striping?
Same one.
How come jeez. So the same company, Tiger, you know what I'm gonna ask about.
I know what they have is either one company might have said they added a little bit because they're allowed to add a 5% onto it, or they said, well, we're gonna undercut it. They basically bid from the same company, got the same quote. And I know what you're saying, the pricing is different, but
Yeah, the pricing is different for the same.
it's a carrying cost across. That's why we look at the overall number, not the individuals. We look at the individuals to compare. But we don't look at the overall, in and of.
All right.
I think that one of them just carried the cost straight across, and the other one put a 5% carry on top of it.
I guess they came in under anyway.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
okay. All right.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
So any other questions?
No.
If I can get a motion to approve a request from the Department of Public Works to enter into a contract with Burn Construction in the amount of $169,879.75 plus a contingency of $17,000 for a total cost of $186,879.75. The project entails the milling, reclaiming, and repaving, et cetera, of the Elm Street Business District.
Extremely and enthusiastically moved.
A second.
It's unanimous. All right, Waveney Western parking lot.
All right, so thank you. So we had this designed. We went through several iterations on the design. We had it reviewed by others. We showed the plan itself to the Waveney Park Conservancy. We went over it with John and Ryan at Parks and Rec, and we went out to bid and publicly and directly solicited this one from 10 separate contractors. We got 2 bids back, Peter Lonnie Incorporated and Burns Construction. Peter Lonnie came in at $436,664.19, the 10% contingency of $43,000 for a total of $479,664.19. The monies are available in our parking lot pavement management program. It's been an area that we've been targeting for a number of years now to upgrade and repair as part of the overall improvements in and around Waveney. The parking lot at present is poorly designed and non-compliant, and we would like to be able to then have a much more user-friendly design and then have a compliant parking lot. This was one of the areas that the DOJ had told us that we needed to be concerned with, since the accessible route from the parking lot to Waveney itself was non-compliant at the time. That's one of the reasons why we started targeting this area. And we're looking forward to having this work done as quickly as possible.
Hey, Tiger, can you orient me on if I'm standing, I'm looking at the house, okay?
Yep.
And, you know, I'm inside the gates and there's the circular walkway. So am I looking to my right or my left?
You're looking to your right, to the west. So it's the parking lot that everyone goes to first. That's adjacent to the, so it's right next to where the cross-country teams meet and adjacent to the open field.
Yeah, and
so
it's where you go up to for the ADA accessibility.
That's correct.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
So Tiger, beyond the paving, is that also the sidewalk work too?
It's
I mean, I'm looking at our last approval for
Right,
180,000.
this is
For
a
all of-
total. Yeah, this is a total redo of the area. So this is the pavement. We've also incorporated pervious pavers because we had concern with the larger footprint of the paved area. So we went with a pervious paver on one half of the parking lot. This is upgrade for the walks themselves, granite curbing for the curbing, and then additional lighting. So it's not just strictly a.
There's lighting in here too.
I'm sorry.
There's lighting. What kind of lighting?
There's lighting.
The lampposts, the Waveney lampposts,
Yes.
but that's not in Bill's lamppost project. This is in.
No, that's in this lamppost project. That's correct.
So how many lampposts are you putting? Are there I can't even
There are
visualize.
lampposts there present. Yes, they're on one side of the parking lot. And now that we're expanding we're having them on the other side as well, because the parking lot is in essence doubling in size. You have the parking on the side closest to the wall that leads to the interior courtyard. And now we're placing on the other side was just guide rail, and people were able to kind of haphazardly park parallel. Now you've actually got a full set of parking on that side, so we need lampposts there.
Are we having a water? I mean, there's so much open space there. Why do we need pervious pavers there?
Because we tripped our drainage policy by the number
We have
of.
so much open space there. Why would that trip the drainage policy?
Because we can't. We were taking it from grass and putting it into. It would have been an impervious nature. We would have then had to either put in Coltex or what have you. We have a zero runoff policy. So this was a much more cost-effective method for us to do and much.
How much extra space are we putting? Why are we adding? How much extra space are we putting in that to be adding to the parking area?
It's my thing, Tiger. My thing, Tiger, is I'd love to see a picture of what you're doing. Do you have that?
We need a
Can
picture.
you throw that up somehow?
Can I throw that up? Yeah. If you allow me to share the.
It's difficult. I mean, it's $500,000 project, but we haven't really seen what it's going to look like. I mean, it's.
Can we get more info and revisit in 2 weeks? Does that mess you up timing wise or?
No.
Right.
No, we can come back. I can certainly take you out there and walk you through it if you want.
Yeah, you hit a dollar threshold that doesn't make us feel comfortable. So
I mean, we love the project, but it's just like,
Yeah, I mean, are you moving the guardrail that's existing there?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need a bigger picture. Yep. At your convenience. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. So we're going to push that one for the next board meeting, the Board of Selectmen meeting. All right. Aquarian South Avenue update.
So Aquarian is working at present on South Avenue. They've been running into some areas of concern with existing utilities, specifically our sewer line. So in one location from Harrison to Orchard, they're looking to put the new main underneath the sidewalk itself. We discussed that prior. And then another area right now, Maria and Lou are at a progress meeting in Wilton with the Aquarian, because there's another section that they're running into where they've run out of right away, and they're placing their pipe, or they'd like to place their pipe either directly above our sewer pipe or directly adjacent to it, but at a different elevation, which would still cause us problems when and if we ever have to go down below to take care of our sewer main. So we met with Aquarian, and Aquarian has agreed to in situ form our sewer line from Bank Street to Farm Road We met with In Situ Forum last week. We had them out to do a site view visit, and they're giving us pricing right now. They're underneath the Omnia sourcing contract, which is very similar to a Sourcewell contract, which is all numbers have been pre-bid. So we're waiting for that to come back. We'll present that to Aquarian, and Aquarian has agreed to reimburse the town for the expenses of relining the sewer main right now. So at present, with all the concerns or the problems with the actual alignment of the pipe, Burns has been doing more test bits than actual pipe installation. That's a direct quote from their project manager this morning. So they're not going to make this the summer deadline for South Avenue for this year, whereby they'll have to come back to do that work again next summer, along with the work along Farm Road. So the goal this year is to get as much pipe in the ground and to solidify the overall alignment of the pipe itself, and then have a path forward. And my goal is actually to try to see if I can't shorten the work zone down. So instead of it being from Harrison to Farm, it would be from, say, Woodland or Elm Place or what have you, from to Farm. So thereby we take the larger project and separate and bring it to a smaller footprint, so that we can have a lot more people not affected by any of the detours that are there at present. And as far as the rest of the work, they're currently working in the intersection of Valley and Silvermine on the other side of town. They're there. They have a couple more days inside that intersection, and pretty soon they'll be shifting, whereby Silvermine will be completely open and they'll only be on Valley Road. And then coming on July 28th for a 12-hour period from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., they're going to have to close the bridge entirely in order to get a crane onto the bridge and get their work done that's on the bridge. The DOT has given them a 12-hour time frame on one day to be able to close that bridge. So that right now is slated for July 28th. And then at that point in time, they'll be complete enough in that area to open up the road, and then work through the rest of the season with the installation of the gas line from Carter and Canoe all the way to the Silvermine Road. Excuse me. I don't know if you have any questions on that.
July 28th is another plug for your DPW updates.
Yeah, he just gave me that date this morning.
You got to sign up for that. Everybody needs to sign up for that.
Thank you for that plug. I've actually increased my readership by about a couple hundred people since we started the weekly, a couple 3 months ago. I've gotten another couple hundred more people. So now I've bridged the 2,000 gap close to the 2,100 gap. So, which is good. Any other questions on that?
That keeps on giving.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not happy about South Avenue, but
Yeah.
we're dealing with it. The only comment on South Avenue currently is when they button up and they go home and they leave us with the road. And I know it's a state road, Tiger, but right now it is unbelievably bad. So hopefully they're going to repair what they dug into. I mean, if that goes through the winter, it will be a nightmare. I mean, it's really bad.
They will be it'll be an overlay of the area, so it's not a permanent fix. But
Right.
they had done overlays on other roads, and they had been very, very good. The driving surface, they actually the section that they had finished on from Clapboard Hill to Canoe Carter, that was an overlay, and that was actually a very nice riding surface for the time being. So that
because they've got to withstand like the big state trucks that come down there, and during the winter. I mean, that stuff will start breaking up if they don't do it right too. So
right. No, that's slated to be milled and paved with an overlay, basically almost like a 1-inch mill and then an overlay on top of it to just make it curb to curb, so that there won't be any poor traveling surface for the entire season until next year when they come back in June.
Right. Yeah, it's
There you
like,
go.
like Deanna said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's,
I just constantly am apologizing to people like it's not going to help you. It doesn't do anything for us. And I'm sorry for the unbelievable intrusion to our community.
It's a public utility on a state road. They, we have very little that we can, we try to minimize the damage every single day, but we can't, we don't have much of a dog in the fight.
and to be clear, Tiger, when and if we start to dig up sidewalks on South Avenue and put piping in it, I know we just sort of glazed over, but we're going to really have to communicate that with the residents there. I know you do a great job with that, but it's, these folks are living through this summer, likely next summer, and then hopefully it'll be out of there. But giving up 2 summers of getting disturbed is going to be tough. Those sidewalks are not going to be easy either.
Right. That'll likely be a knock on the door for every resident, since we'll be so close to their front yard, or in essence, what they consider to be their front yard. So that'll likely be when the plan is finalized, that'll likely be a walk to each resident with a discussion.
Aquarium should be bringing flowers and candy. I mean, and then some. So I don't know. That's not going to be easy, but hopefully we'll get through it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Tiger. How about the tree warden? Sorry, Department of Public Works update. Sorry, I missed one.
How's the Waveney work going?
The Waveney Trail work?
No, the Waveney House.
The Waveney House. So Waveney House, quite well. We're working through choosing the colors of the grout. We chose one color of the grout, which was for the coping stones, and now we're working on the color for the brick itself. And they've been doing some additional mock-ups for Architectural Preservation Studios and Hoffman. Hoffman will be out there, I believe, tomorrow to take a look on their first site visit to see. But we have scaffolding up on the eastern side. It's actually, probably some of their better pieces. And they've been working along. We haven't gotten any complaints from anyone yet. Nothing that I've heard from John from McBride or what have you. They've been very clean and cooperative as far as cleaning up at the end of every day and at the end of every week. And we're looking forward to them just once they get through this initial phase of making sure that we're satisfied with the performance of the work. Then we'll let them go and continue and do the rest of the building. Then I alluded to the Waveney Trails. Waveney Trails, we're doing that stretch from South Avenue to the Merritt Parkway. That should be done tomorrow, Wednesday at the latest. And that I was out on that last Friday. It's a really nice surface, subsurface. Now they're actually putting down the top stone with a paver, so it's a very, very smooth and a nice installation. And then the Putnam Road sidewalks, they're finishing up phase 3 by Wednesday of this week, going to phase 4, which would be from Butler Lane eastward to all the way out to White Oak Shade. And according to the contractor, I haven't gotten a complaint from anybody. And according to the contractor, the residents are out. They're bringing cookies and brownies and water, and somebody even hired an ice cream truck for them one day. So they're having a pretty good day working for us. And then our regular paving will recommence in the middle of August. Both our so that's for our milling and paving work, and our microthin overlay and our crack sealing will start next Monday. That Cape sealing is a 2-day event, and then we'll be crack sealing at about 25 roads directly after that. I think that's, and then Aquarian's working on their water main. Right now they're on Dunning Road doing the service laterals, and then they'll go back over to Garrish Lane and finish that portion, and then they'll head over to Summer Street and do that work later this year.
Thank you.
Right. No, no problem.
All right, tree warden.
Tree warden. So this is our first bid for this fiscal year. So fiscal 26. It's rather large. We didn't do a bid in June, so therefore this is almost a double. And it is 23 separate locations. We went out to our 6 contractors and we got only one response back. Olmsted has carried the weight for the most of and winning most of our bids. Bob looked at them and he looked over every number and he considers it to be a very fair bid. I asked him that specifically. I said, Bob, we got, because he was worried that we only got the one bid return. I said, Bob, is it a fair bid? He said, yes, it's a fair bid. I said, okay, we're at a fair bid. We have 2 of our contractors. One has been having some employment issues. Well, basically 2 are. One had a gentleman retire, another one had their head foreman had a stroke, and then others are just quite busy. So therefore, that's the reason why they didn't bid. But this is a contract for $40,259 for Olmsted tree and shrub care for the items listed on the bid itself, and the money is available in our tree service budget.
Hey, Tiger, could the
Yeah.
timing of our bidding be part of the reason we're not getting more bids? I mean, because this is like a very busy time for tree work. I mean, super busy. Like, should we
well,
maybe
we
be
tried,
looking?
yeah. We tried
Should
to
we
put one
maybe
out
be
a month.
looking at? Sorry. Wait, okay, let me say something and I'll let you, it's the hard part of Zoom. So
Yep.
should we maybe be looking at like, fall, thinking about all the projects that we want for the year and then going out in the fall or the winter for bids? I mean, I know for the tree work for us, we always get better bids in the winter for tree work. So, I mean, I feel like we are in the height of tree season and tree work, which may be impacting why we're only getting one bid.
Well, a little bit that the contractors are busy. Others are the fact that they're unavailable due to staffing issues that, like I mentioned.
But they're going to be overbid. They're going to be over busy right now. And so the staffing is going to be highlighted. Whereas if you waited until there's nothing going on in the winter and plan.
I can certainly ask Bob. I think that might get to the point where the bid gets too large. One, we have residents and residential complaints that we're trying to address throughout these, that, and some of the trees are, while they're not considered emergencies, they need to be taken down. So waiting might not necessarily be in the best interest. And then it might get to the point where we make the bid so large that they can't handle that either, because they still have to service their other clients and they can't put aside, if we went to $120,000 bid and did it once every 3 months, say, it might be too large for them to handle. So I think that there might be a soft spot in there, a sweet spot in there. I can certainly talk to Bob and see, if there's something where maybe we pause for June and July and we come back in August and September, doing that in the future, and saying, okay, let's try to stay out of to your point, the height of the tree season. But I'd be a little reluctant because I don't want to make it too big where then they just can't manage it because it's too big.
Yeah, well, you can break them up. You could do multiple bids, this grouping. You could put out multiple bids. So and then different people can bid on the different bids that you put out.
Tiger, in all the years you've been doing this, and we've seen these forever. I think this is the first time I've only seen one bidder. Do you think it's more? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but do you think it's more just the fact that we have some staffing or health issues with some of the other bidders? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but the flip side is you don't want to, if you have a tree that's kind of, someone's giving you a heads up and it's lousy and it's near power lines, you don't want to wait and then take out the power. It's tricky.
Yeah,
it's tricky. So,
I mean, is this all this work is going to get done immediately? Is that like?
That's yes. Yeah, that's our request. That's our expectation is he goes out and he takes care of it immediately.
There's two outliers, 1 and 23. Why are those 7,000 and the other ones are so small? Number 1 is 7366. Number 23 is 7112.
It's a lot of trees.
Number 1 is West School, so it's actually pruning
work. This is an emergency work.
But
a lot of it's pruning.
We don't bid out the emergency work. But we have to prune this before the schools come back into session. So
I see. So it's West School and it's and Buttery Road. Okay.
Right. That's just a very large tulip It's just a huge tulip tree that he's got to take down on Buttery. But the ones at West School, we have a limited time. I don't want to be out there while the kids are out there.
Right.
I want to be out there during the summer.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, like for going forward, let's start to look at this a little bit.
We can certainly talk to Bob about it. I have no problem with that. I'll just
I'm
say,
guessing
Bob,
these
you know,
weren't dead yesterday, or this summer. They've probably been dead for a while. So, okay. All right. So any other questions? If I could get a motion to approve a request from the tree warden to enter into a contract with Olmsted Tree and Shrub Company in the amount of $40,259. The project entails the removal, pruning, and stump removal of various trees in town.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
thank you.
Thanks, Tiger.
All right. Thanks, Tiger. Enjoy your vacation.
Thank you very much.
All right. Legal bills. You have legal bills from the last month. Any questions? So this should be it for the year, right? Ian, this should be it. There we go.
Congratulations on keeping your costs down.
There you go. We're trying. All right, if I could get a motion to approve the legal fees.
So moved.
It's unanimous. All right, and then contracts under 10,000. Any questions? I don't see.
I
don't see them either. Okay, we're a little understaffed these days right now. Pam goes out for 2.5 weeks and everything goes. Okay. Selectmen comments. Anything anybody wants to say? I have 2 things. First, tonight, both the DTC and the RTC are having their caucuses for our positions, Board of Ed, Board of Finance. I mean, sorry, not Board of Finance, Town Council, and I think constable or something. I think there's constables and some other things. So town clerk, treasurer. So, if you're in town, I know ours starts at 6:30, doors open at 6 at Saks, DTC's at East. Is it start at the same time?
I think so.
Okay. And then the only other thing I just wanted to let everybody know, on Thursday of this week, I will be heading to New Britain, lucky me, to participate as an interrogatory for the sale of Aquarian water to RWA. We have teamed up with Westport, Ridgefield, and Fairfield in our opposition to the current structure of the sale of Aquarian to RWA. So 3 of us will be heading up to New Britain to be testifying about our concerns with this transaction. So, and then I think I might actually have to go back up on Monday. So lucky me. Yeah. But we are continuing to monitor that. And then I also just wanted to, as a town and as a community, express our heartfelt sympathies to the Gerber family on the passing of Bill Gerber, the first selectman in Fairfield. He was also part of this grouping. And yeah, it's really sad, very quick. I had just been on a conference call prepping for this hearing with Bill, and it was a very, very quick, sudden. So our hearts and thoughts go out to the entire family from this community.
Absolutely. Let's end on a positive note. So Laura Budd ran an incredible sidewalk sale on Saturday. So everybody, it was a beautiful day. One of the nicest days that I can remember for a July sidewalk sale. So hats off to the chamber and all the work they put into it. And then just another thanks to the DPW. It's amazing. They have this big event, and literally within 30 minutes, these guys come through, they sweep everything up, and you'd never know that it happened. And then restaurants are open again and dinner goes on, and it's amazing. It's an amazing, well-oiled machine. So thank you to all involved.
All right. On that note, if I could get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. It's unanimous. Oh.